Coming to you live from the We the People Podcast Network. Welcome to this week's Politically Correcting Podcast and your weekly dose of common sense. My co-host, Eval Lewis.
Gia.
Austin on the ones and twos.
Hello.
And this week's special guest, my very own uncles, Uncle Joe. And I never say Uncle Pito. It's always Pito.
Pito Love.
Pito Love, fine. Pito Love. His camera is acting up, so every once in a while you're going to see him either green or whatever. Or let us know if you can actually see him appropriately, if maybe it's just on our end. But everyone get your drinks out. Let's toast to the ability for us to have a drink with another person while having open and honest dialogue and always striving to walk away still being friends and family, of course. Salud.
For sure.
Facts.
Salute.
Salute.
Salute. Cheers.
All right, this week's, I'm going to say verse of the week, but I might just say thought of the week here, because this, I think if you've been catching the podcast, I've been digging pretty deeply into my beliefs and my own, I don't want to say religion, my spirituality. This intro actually stems from a conversation I had last week with our own Austin. We talked for a good, what was it, Austin? Like an hour after the show last week.
It wasn't that long. It was like 20 minutes.
It was like it was at least 3 hours, and just about religions and God and my beliefs and what he believes, all different things. And it's the part of the phrase that I don't think we necessarily need to ever argue about, because I think we're kind of saying the same thing in all different religions, and that's being one with God, being one with God, you being one with God. Here's the thing: different religions all say different things, but doesn't it kind of feel like doesn't it feel like it just all says kind of the same thing? Can we let's break that down a little bit. Even just saying being one. You hear that with people who are doing like the meditation, people who are doing the kumbaya stuff, people go to the mountains, people go to, to Mexico, they all say they're trying to be one. Being one means both your spiritual and your physical being are in complete unity and or aligned. Do you believe with that, Austin? You can yell it out, yes or no. You agree that being one is just your spirituality and your physical being are kind of aligned. So what if being one means, being one with our internal soul? Also being one with the universe, right? What if that meant the same thing as being one with God? We believers, us, I hate to limit it to just Christians, but anyone who believes in God, are programmed to say God is all around us, right? I'm using air quotes with God. God is all around us because your God, my God, I believe can actually end up being the same God. You might just call him different names, just like I would call my father a different name that you would call your father, you would call your father. So like Jaden, as long as he doesn't call me out my name, I'm cool with whatever he calls me. I think there's this argument on social media about, God's actual name is Yahweh or Yahshua, or there's like 3 different ways to say it or whatever. There's not really any argument there because it's all talking to the same God, the same supreme being. And we always say it, God is all around us, but we also say that the Holy Spirit is inside of us. And the Bible even talks about being over us, yet we can't agree that it literally means the universe, not the globe, not the earth, not planets, plants, sun, trees, but the spiritual universe that I believe is even located within our own blood cells, down to the molecular.
At the end of the day, God is good.
Right.
It doesn't matter which God it is.
And God is everything.
God is good, my dude.
And God is everything.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. See, so I think
I
that
don't mean to
no,
interrupt you.
because I grew up always trying to get you guys to come to church. Remember that?
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
You was going 24/7,
Right.
my dude. Yeah.
Because I always believe that you have to believe in my God,
Bro,
and that's
but
it.
when you give it 24/7, you burn yourself out.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I sit to the back and I don't give 24/7, but I believe 24/7, but I don't give 24/7. It's 2 different things. And when you give, you burn yourself out. Next thing you know,
You do things that don't align with what you're saying. You might do something crazy and it's not.
No, you do something so you're too good that you're gonna end up doing something bad.
I believe so too. I mean, we're all sinners, right? We all do bad
You know
things.
what I mean?
At one point or something in our
bad
lives.
goes under a big category.
What if though it's really like the individual's inability to like fully submit though, like as a man or even as a woman. Like
Explain fully submit. What does that mean to
submit,
you?
Meaning submit to
Those
the
big
to the
words. So
doctrine.
y'all gonna have to break them down.
Like submit
You
and
forgot who you
submit
got
to
up
the
in here.
doctrine, because you really have to, like, in a sense, submit to all the demands that comes within that Bible, right? I'm a believer. Like you say, God is, outside of us. I think is God within, within us, right?
I believe so as well.
Yeah.
Like God is within us, not just up in the air. Because I think that a lot of times we pray and it's like you're praying up into the air. And to me, it's like, no, you're not praying up into the air. God is not up in the air. God's inside of you now. Like you can just talk to him, talk to him regular. But you're saying submit. Now, there's a lot of rules in the Bible that was not meant for us to submit to, or to give our whole being into alignment with what the Bible says when it comes to, cutting a lamb's neck off and putting in an altar. Like we're not doing that no more. That's not part of submission. Part of submission means that what the Bible says means that your actions are now bigger than just you. Your actions are now in accordance with your family. Like my family, my actions, I believe, affect my own family. My actions affect my friends, because when I say or do something that's, out of pocket, I think you guys, do you ever hear about it? Like, do I
do we?
Right. See, so the universe is all around us. Do you hear stuff that happens to me that, because me and my family, I love my family. All right. So I think that everyone has their own way of showing love. I'm not very good with texting, calling, showing up to things.
Your family technically would look at you differently.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you show love and you say you love, but on the other side, be like, dude, he really fucking love. This guy talks a lot, and
talking to their microphone there.
Oh, my bad.
See, I said it right from the beginning. He was gonna be pulling back too. Pull that up to you. Pull the whole thing up
but
to you.
You heard it. Which part didn't you?
No, I heard it all.
Okay.
But you're right. I also think that if I were to show up and because I'm the same way with my wife. I don't know how to show love in like a emotional way. I'm not an emotional guy. I'm very much like, this is what it is, black and white. Hey, I love you because the bills are paid. You got a roof over your head. You got a good life.
Facts.
Everything's paid. You're good. That's my showing of love. But her showing of love is like, she thinks of me when she's out and she brings me back like a gift. And I don't like that. Like, I don't like gifts. I don't like them.
That means you got to give her a gift.
Yeah, no, I gotta. Yeah,
that's why you don't like it.
I don't want to be reciprocal about it.
It'll be good.
But I brought her flowers yesterday out of nowhere.
Because she gave you a gift.
No, she actually cooked breakfast for me yesterday. But that was not why. She said when she got home, she saw the flowers. She's like, "Is this because I could?" Because during the week, she goes to work. I work from home. There's no cooking breakfast. We usually keep that for like Sunday.
Right.
Do you guys cook breakfast during the week? Is that like a thing?
Eats breakfast.
You work? Hold on. Who? Well, if anybody would have answered that, I'd be like, "Yeah, I did." That means that motherfucker don't work. So technically, he don't count. So
Correct.
Ain't nobody said.
Yeah, I don't really.
Saturday
I'm not very
and
good
Sunday.
cooking.
I don't work weekends.
Brunch is more like breakfast.
Yeah, you got talking to your microphones.
Brunch, yeah.
There you go.
Brunch is
More
everything
like
now.
breakfast now.
Yeah, I'm about to start a brunch place. Just FYI, I'm gonna start my own brunch place. It's gonna be like a party brunch place though, not like bougie brunch, but like turn up brunch.
Open buffet.
No, it's gonna be like you get the like the flights of different mimosas, and you get the flights of different margaritas, and maybe flights of different waffles and stuff.
Brunch, you ain't mentioned no food.
I don't talk nothing about food. I'll hire somebody for the food part. I'm talking about the drinking part. You can't do brunch like dry brunch. I don't know. That's good, I guess.
There shouldn't be no liquor in there just yet.
You're crazy if you think that.
No, we bring our own liquor. You talking about?
No, bring your own liquor. No,
That's gonna be the main attraction.
No, that's where you lose all your money.
Brunch
So
and
what
liquor.
what is it that drove you to get the flowers and do those things? If it wasn't breakfast, it was still some act of good that you reciprocate.
Something that my wife does bring out of me is that I the reason why I knew that she was a person to marry was because I thought of her more times than myself. I'm a very selfish person.
He ain't asked you.
Hold on, I'm getting to it.
If you love your
So
wife,
when I saw,
he asked you why.
so when
you
I
bought
saw,
her
because I went
roses,
to Wegmans and I was grabbing some stuff to make those cookies. Those
Wegmans
delicious
the
cookies.
best flower. Yo, dude,
Mhm.
Wegmans the best.
Wegmans is best for the
Dude,
flowers.
dude,
But
This is the best.
but I
for-
create my own-
$20,
I create my own bouquet. I might
Oh,
be
no,
sounding even more gayer because I'm talking about baking cookies and,
No,
and
I did it
make
the
my own
other
bouquet.
day. I did it the other day too.
gayer. I don't think I'm allowed to say that, right?
What?
Gay?
You're right.
You're not allowed to say.
Right. But I saw the flowers and I saw a color. Like
Yo,
one,
that means I'm gay. We all gay. If we happy, we all gay.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's
Real
right.
talk.
within the context of that word.
No,
yes.
gay is I'm
But they're
I'm a gay
the other
motherfucker.
gay that we're talking about. They're just at the extra.
He's gonna put it up there. I already know it.
There we go.
Nah, they good
See,
people.
That's all.
We had an entire
That's
gay episode because there was someone brought who said something about gay. Oh, it was gay pride or something like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are we allowed to say gay anymore? Can we just say that
Can we just
everything
say
is gay right
yeah.
now? So we just did a
Gay
whole
is good.
Well,
It's in
well,
the dictionary, ain't it?
Well, just like
right. But
how-
people say that if you say it, like if I call you gay, that's
Means
somehow a
happy,
negative thing.
happy. No,
Yeah.
well, in the dictionary it says happy. that you're
Right.
happy.
Exactly.
That's the technical word
Yeah.
for it. I'm
So
happy
what's
all the
wrong-
time.
What's wrong with the word
I
gay?
think
People
I
just want to
absolutely
be angry
not.
about everything.
Well, no. Think about it. I think the powers that be, they find little ways to divide everybody. And if they can have somebody kind of question their own, I don't know, place in the world based off of either the color of their skin or their sexual preference, right? So just like with, every race, there's a slur, right? But these slurs, like they hurt depending on how it comes at you. So it challenges you. So, black people, somebody call you a nigga, right? Depends on who's delivering that
nigga.
to you. You know what I mean?
Depend-
And how
Right,
they're saying it.
right, but
And
even
how
the
they're
nigga-
saying it.
it depends
Even
on
with
the
the
nigga.
heterosexual male, though, right? If the heterosexual male gets somebody calls him, gay or a faggot the right way, that's going to set you off. So it really challenges the individual, no matter your sexual preference or your color. We hear them words is what you do with them.
Well, I think that if you allow someone else's words to control your emotions, you've given your power to that person.
Absolutely.
That's why anyone could call me whatever the hell they want. It doesn't matter to me. You're not going to
Facts.
impact my decision making because of what you think about me.
Yeah.
I'm very much secure in who I am. I know exactly who I am.
Right.
What you think has no bearing on me because you don't know me.
Facts.
Right.
If you say anything other than what I believe, you're just living in a different universe.
Right. But see, in a heated argument, though, right? If somebody be like, you just going back.
I
and
don't get
forth, blah,
heated.
blah, blah. I'm just saying, no, it can
Oh
happen.
yeah, you get heated.
If you can,
No,
like
when?
this,
When was
dude,
the
you
only
get
time? I've
heated.
never seen that ever happen.
Come
if
on,
you
man, I
have,
ain't
if
seen
you
it.
have the
I
ability to be
seen it.
Bruce Lee, right?
You get heated in your own
I
way.
seen it. I seen it.
Well,
All right.
again,
Everybody gets
if you
different heated.
there's only a select few
Somehow.
Bruce Lees out there. There's a small percentage of people who's like Zen like no
Facts.
matter what. But if you in a heated argument, somebody be like, hey, faggot,
I'm like water.
you ready? You like, yo,
This
son, you
motherfucker
gonna
stuck with
swim.
that faggot shit.
No, I'm just saying.
Yo,
He
I
just
stuck
like-
out.
It
Why
is
these
trigger
niggas
some
stuck on
people.
that
It
faggot
trigger
shit?
some people.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
They would trigger though.
So-
So all right, yo, they good peoples.
Yeah.
Yo, real talk.
Definitely
Absolutely.
good
And they got to find these little shorties next to them. So
No, yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying.
yo,
There's
They my
there's
buddies.
nothing against what anybody,
No
their
bullshit.
preference is. You
That's
know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
If you're judging somebody based off of who they have sex with,
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
It makes
Yeah,
no sense.
That's
That's
why you
gay.
can never. Yeah, that would be the
That's
gayest
gay.
part.
Right.
You can't
That's
judge.
probably the only person you should judge is the person that hasn't had sex. Then now start judging that motherfucker. Stop playing with yourself. Bitch.
So, because the guy that came on last week, Jalil Montakim, that's why I wanted to bring you guys on this week, was because last week his conversation was around the penal system, the justice system, stating that it's racist against us here. It's racist against Latinos and Black people because it's just the white supremacists who are holding us down and
Okay,
forcing us.
Let's blame it on the white person.
Hey now.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Yo peoples.
Yeah.
It's you and your
Yeah.
peoples.
Yeah. So that's what I brought up, because if you're gonna say something like that and there's a white guy sitting right next to you, then you got someone to answer to right there. Okay, call him. Call him a white
But it was
person.
a
You
black
said
or Puerto Rican that arrest you. Why are you blaming him?
Mhm.
But he
Hold on,
said-
why are you blaming that white guy?
He's saying it's a
Who
system.
arrested you?
He's a system
That
that he
nigga that
created the
caught you.
system.
Mhm.
Or it's
Stupid on fool.
yeah, I think it's your actions that cause you to
Facts.
be
Thank you.
arrested.
Good shit.
Are you allowed to be? Can we hold people accountable to their actions anymore? Do you think we live in a world right now where people are just not held accountable to what they do? Because that's my belief.
Dude, what I caught a felon for, they catching misdemeanors now.
They're getting appearance
Yo,
tickets.
what?
Right.
Mm.
They're
Like,
not
give
even
me an
going,
example.
they're-
Like,
right.
what would?
Dude, look at the front.
And what
yo.
year? Wait, give me like the year. Like,
Yeah, give us the
around.
background behind your what
When was this? Because the
So
80s
back-
was crazy, 90s was crazy.
Right. There we go.
Like the
All
early.
the above. All the above.
So
All
80s and the 90s you was in it?
All the above, because we're talking about today and the present. Everything, it does anything that happened before
Mhm,
is the past.
mhm.
So that being said, it doesn't matter if it's the 80s, 70s, 90s. Is
But when did you get into it? Talk to us about your
Again.
your introduction into the system, because there's a lot of people out there that blame white people for people of color, let's call it that, getting into the game, right? Do you blame who do you blame for getting into the game?
wow. Get into the game. Definitely not the parents' fault.
Mm.
They nutted, made
Mhm.
me, they made me. So that being said, it starts who created me.
Who created you and raised you? So talk about grandma, because I have no idea what grandma was
I
like.
just started there.
Yeah. Talk about how
People that
did grandma
created
raise
me,
you?
that's where I started at. They
Mhm.
created me. They put me out there. They show up for parents' conference, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth. Nah, absolutely not.
Grandma
Doesn't
wasn't
matter. Doesn't matter if I had the A or if I had the E. They wasn't showing up.
Okay, so because I don't know who I've never met your father.
She just like grandma, but he was just an alcoholic.
Okay. You have a different father. I know
Yeah,
that.
Oh, we get it in. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah, yo, we're gonna keep it raw, dog.
right.
Yeah.
Go
So,
ahead.
so your dad was an alcoholic, and grandma was just not involved in your school life at all, or not in your childhood. Like, how far did her relationship with you go?
At door, you leave in and out the house. That's where it started, and that's where it finished.
Okay.
I mean,
So she wasn't very much interested in your
nah.
friends.
As long as you get that check at the end of the motherfucking month, you good. Now, when they start calling, you don't go to school because you haven't been going to school. So now it's an issue.
Mhm.
So I'm like, well, shit, it was an issue when I was getting A's. You ain't show up. Now it's an issue. Go ahead.
So no, it seems like maybe she was only active when it was a negative. There was no positivity, no positive from her saying, "Hey, good job," or I thank you for, being a good example of this family.
Well, the way I looked at it, I'm alive because of her.
Right.
So I can't blame her for anything.
Right.
I got a man to fuck up. You know what I mean? Who you gonna blame but yourself?
It was
So that's
it was more like the men she chose, like whatever man, like whether it was my dad, his dad, whatever he wanted, that's what she was allowing in the house. She was like a husband person or my man, whatever my man said.
She let the man control the house.
right,
And
right.
it was
she
just-
didn't
if the
choose-
guy didn't
she
care-
choose very good men. So
Yo, that's a hard. I
she
have
still
this-
can't choose good men.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to like the similarities of you got the single woman trying to raise.
I mean, at the end of the
boys.
day, she did want what's best for us.
Right.
But she did let the man control whatever.
But you see the like as you growing up though, you like trying to figure out, all right, why is she overextending herself for this man's attention who's not treating her right? I'm looking at things that she's not picking up, and I'm like, I'm trying to protect her as that son, but yet she's not reciprocating that same energy, that same sense of attention, right? and you feel kind of like you misunderstood or misunderstand the love that you think you're supposed to get from your mother, right? Because at the same time, you don't have your biological father there with you to pick up on those insecurities you have as a young man, because he's going to see himself within you. I think that's where a lot of our single mothers kind of get that bad rep, because she could be just wired to kind of gravitate to this man, right? We don't know what attracts her to this fucking loser, right? But you're growing up as a man, you're catching on to Joyce. You're like, yo, this dude is a sucker. Like, why are you gonna, so I can understand where you're coming from with that. So it's a challenge growing up as a young man.
Were you mad about that? Like, were you thinking back at it? Were you mad as a child about the fact that?
I mean, it created me. I'm the person that I am today.
Right,
because
but creating
it
being,
happened.
That's different from
You
being
heard?
a
I
father,
won't
though.
change it because I'm a beast right now, dude. You know what I mean?
But there's a difference from being a biological sperm donor than it is from being a father figure.
You learn from it. Well, facts is, we can't blame it.
Right.
I can't blame my father. I can't blame my mother.
Right. Well, it was
You know what
neither
I mean?
positive or negative because
So
you don't know what it
I
would
gotta
create.
change it. I have to change that. You know what I mean? Now I got to think about my kids. You know, my kids, they're on beast mode. I got 5 of them, and they're nothing like me, which is fucking great. I changed it.
Isn't that
We got to change it. No, it doesn't. You can't sit there and cry about the shit. Real talk, dude. Because if you sit there and cry about it, your kid's gonna be you.
Right.
You got to change that cycle.
It takes somebody to change it.
Statistic says I'm supposed to be not here today.
Right.
I'm supposed to be either dead or back in jail. I'm neither. So I learned something from my mother and my father's negativity. You got to turn it. You can't blame.
That's right.
Fuck that blame shit, yo. Real
You're
talk.
not a victim.
Yeah.
You're
Switch it.
empowered. Yeah.
I was a victim. Believe me. I went through it. And boy, did I went through it.
Did they spank you? What was the discipline like in your house?
Yo, heaters. You see that heater? See that heater vent on the floor? Kneel on that shit.
Oh.
Kneel on it. I wanted to hear that. Ooh, dude. Hours went in and out. And don't put that back. You keep that back straight. For hours in and out, dude. You know what I mean? So
I didn't go through all that.
Well, you were much later in life.
Yeah.
There's a gap of how long between you two?
It was just father.
I was the survivor.
Oh man, we can't get into that guy.
But
Why
isn't that what makes? Again, it's what separates.
I mean, that's how it is now, though. Like, you can't really.
No, but
put
there's
your
that
hands
guy.
out.
They'd be in jail.
Hold up, there's that guy in every family. You know what I mean?
Do you think that? Do you think that is that guy in every family?
Are you fucking serious?
I don't know. Do you think
these
that?
motherfuckers are killing motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, man.
They're holding people's in the basement talking about I own you. Dude, is it happening? You don't read the papers?
I don't, but but I do agree that there's some similarities to every family that a lot of people don't want to see, because you look at people who look differently than us. Let's say I say us because I'm including myself into the system of saying, even though I grew up in West Irondequoit, I grew up different. They saw me as different, and then when I go to see you guys,
we saw you as different.
You saw me as different,
Yeah.
right? You saw me as the white boy, and they saw me as the outsider. Because I was always never included in a group because I was never Puerto Rican enough, and I was certainly not white enough. So I was like in this zone of, this is where you are, this is who you are.
Dude, there's no Puerto Ricans out there that wrestle. And
That's a lie. I wrestled a Puerto Rican.
Yes, in the family, my nigga.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
But that's
Exactly.
again. That's.
But I was
why
there. I was recording that shit. I just
think-
don't remember what happened.
I think that's why
You were
it's
different.
important.
You were different.
Resources in different parts of
But I
the
think-
city is important. You know what I mean? You're getting exposed to different stuff.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I guarantee you, man, if there was, which there should have been, though, there should have been that outlet for a lot of blacks and Puerto Ricans in these inner cities. They should have had those resources of wrestling. You know what I mean? Where they can kind of release some of that, like instead of fighting in the halls for no reason,
Right.
teach some
that's
discipline.
the problem. That's the problem. We don't take advantage of it.
Mhm.
We don't take advantage of the resources. See,
There's a lot of them out there that people
I
are just they don't know about.
right? They don't take it.
They don't take advantage of it. Even when they do know about it,
Hold up. But it's up to the parents. It starts with the parents. Because I got 5 kids, and those dudes are doing good, yo.
Mm.
Real talk, I on wood, they doing good.
So can we exonerate white people for some things though?
No, you can't blame white people for your kids being wrong.
Thank you.
right?
So I'm
Come
saying.
on. I'm gonna blame white people because I did wrong.
Mm.
Really?
So
Oh, white people locked me up. Really? I fucked up. That's why I got locked up. Yo.
See, that's a different mindset. Like to me,
No,
But you
I
do
know
have,
they're stuck
but
on
you
that
do
bullshit.
have
yeah,
them certain ones that take advantage of their authority.
yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
always gonna be some
Oh, yeah.
asshole out there.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure that there's gonna be the cops that are just they're in there to freaking exert their authority over you. They're gonna
Dude, I've been home for 13 years.
Uh-huh.
And I have not one confront with cops.
That's a beautiful thing because they think there's a lot of talk out there
Dude,
that
they're out there to do a job.
well, you actually said something that I do want to touch on because I think not enough people think that same way. You said you're different, right? To me, but to me, you guys are totally different from each other as well. I mean, you're different from the rest of the family. You're different from the rest of the family. You said you're a beast, and you at the beginning said beat the love. So we got love, and we got the beast, right? So you both are that much different from each other, yet you've gone through something similar, and there is a connection there. I think that's what we're missing with a lot of people out there is that there's a difference, obviously, between everybody. Like we're all different puzzle pieces to the same puzzle. You are different. You don't fit in every single spot.
No, but the reason he's Pito Love, because I end up taking that nigga under the wing. Because he was Pito locked the fuck up. At one motherfucking point. That nigga became the lover because I dedicated myself. I became his father, not his brother.
At what age?
At a very what age was you, P Love?
I was young. I was about 14, 15. 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, because that's when I know that's when before that was when my mom was like bringing you out to Irondequoit more, and we were like playing basketball together. I distinctly remember that, and I was getting my hand-me-downs from him. I still remember my Filas, my Grant Hills that were way too big for my feet, and I was just rocking them because we didn't get new sneakers. I got all my new sneakers from you and him, actually. Christmas gift and
we ain't have
hand-me-downs.
shit. Check it out. We ain't even have shit, and
Right.
you getting some good shit.
Well, you were getting
Yeah, what he's naming.
the good stuff. I go to his apartment, right? I distinctly remember your apartment. I distinctly remember your vehicle. Like I think it was an Amigo. What kind of SUV was it? That just the entire back was all subwoofers. Like I hated riding with you because my ears were blown out of my eardrums every time we rode together. But you go into your apartment and it was Black Panther, Black Naked Women.
That was young, dude.
That was
Black Panther.
That's that glow in the dark shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
put that-
Okay.
Black lights on.
Well, okay.
You put that black glass
Everybody
over
had
fire.
that.
Yeah.
Back in the days, that was a shit. Back in the days.
Everybody
I
had
was
that.
16.
Oh man, you
16,
was
my dude.
That was everything back in the
smacking
day.
them
You heard,
back then.
16.
You was busting them
Nah,
down.
nigga, I was
Yo,
supposed
he
to
had
be
the
a
circle
kid.
bed with the
Yo,
lights. With the lights on top.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
I'm supposed to be a
Yo,
kid.
They were done when they came up in that
Yo,
room.
but
It was a
yo,
wrap.
Yo,
It was a wrap.
I was supposed to be a kid.
When he went on vacation, I acted
Yo,
like
it was
my
14.
house.
That was between the age of 14 and 16.
No, what year was that?
Yo, my dude, it doesn't matter.
You know, I'm trying to get to the
But
decade.
check it.
Trying to
Yo,
get
I'm
there.
supposed to be a motherfucking kid.
It's got to be 86.
And now I'm an adult,
No.
dude. I got my own shit.
86,
Yo,
right?
I grew up fast.
No, 86. Oh wait, 86.
I was 9.
Dude, let's not do that. Let's not go back.
It was
Let's not go
mid-90s.
back
Mid
there.
90s? Okay,
yeah.
so a little bit later. Okay.
It was
Yeah,
mid 90s.
Mid 90s.
But yeah, I remember the apartment was that pictures.
But
right?
again,
I loved it.
Yeah, forgetting
Uh-huh.
that. What age was I?
You were
I was supposed to be home chilling in my mom's house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
16. You had your own
Between
spot?
14 and 16, it was actually 14 when I got my first apartment.
Oh shit.
He just happened to show up when I was 16.
Mm.
They're like, whoa, that's my uncle. He's still alive.
and a speaker system. I could not believe the size of the speakers that could fit into an apartment. It was
Loud.
it was
yo.
literally a
You
party
gotta
every
substitute
time, but it was like in the
pain.
middle of the day.
Yo, you got to substitute the pain with something. You know what I mean? You smoke weed, turn the music up. Good. Forget about that shit. You wake up tomorrow morning. That's how you survive. That's how I survive. Nigga, you just turn that music up, dude. You drown all that misery,
And
all
drink.
that drama, all that
That's,
and smoke.
that's really hard for. I think it's
For a
nearly
teenage
impossible
kid.
for a
Hold on,
teenager
but at that
to get an
age,
apartment today,
yo,
unless they hustle somebody else and get it for them. Like that's.
Did you put it under someone's name, or were you able to sign it yourself?
the game, bro. It's the game, my nigga. It's the game. Believe me, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I was living on the street.
But that's
I looked
part
at
of
my
the
mom,
mentality,
like,
right?
He leaves or I leave, and she looked at me like he ain't leaving.
know, that's the exact same
13 that I had at
conversation.
14.
You know, that's the exact same conversation I had with my mom, with Howard,
Wow.
with my dad. That was the exact
But
same
see, but
conversation that I had.
They prepped your ass. You in Irondequoit, motherfucker. You shouldn't be complaining. I'm
Hold
over
on,
in the
hold on,
hood.
hold on.
Yo, I'm
It
out.
wasn't. It was.
You're missing my point.
But you're seeing
Your
things.
point is different.
No. It's not different. It's the same because the way that you felt
Did
you were
they
treated.
leave you leave?
Did they what?
They let you leave?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Where you go? You had somewhere to go?
Yeah. I had somewhere to go.
You son of a bitch.
I had a very good friend.
I have no friends, dude. Dude, you don't got friends. When it comes to you moving in, ain't no friends, dude. Not in the hood.
Yo, to have the courage.
Abandoned house, yeah. That's your friend.
But doesn't that suck?
Abandoned house?
No, doesn't that suck to
No,
not
no,
have
no,
friends
nigga.
that you can count on?
Dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you think that might have impacted you at that point to say, you know,
the
I have to
point-
go
to the
do this
point,
myself?
To the point that I own my own house right now.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
See,
it
that's the
impacted
thing.
me. It did.
exactly,
It
there's
did, dude.
things that
But
happen
you
to
turn
you.
that impact to positive.
Right. That's exactly where I was going with it.
No, but I'll beat you to it.
You're higher level. See, that's where the age comes right there. He's beat
Yo,
before me.
what? I had to kick it out before I forgot. You know, I'm old.
I feel that too. I always got to stop somebody and say what I have to say because I'm gonna forget it too. But no, that's a different mindset from a lot of these kids right now. Is that they're just? It seems as though it's all take because I have to get mine, and it seems as though for both of you it was I got to get out of this house. Do you think it's the same for these kids these days? Do you think it's the same mentality?
The same situation. Dude.
Okay.
It's the same.
So what's driving them?
The mother's not showing up to teachers' conference.
Uh-huh.
You know, it starts with the school system, and parents are blaming the teachers because the teachers calling and your kid's being an asshole today, and they don't want to hear that. They're like, I know my kid's an asshole. That's why I sent him to school. Yo, they don't get paid enough. Yo, they don't.
They don't. No,
They don't.
no, because they're
And the shit is the parents blame the teacher.
Mhm.
That's
Not-
where you
not
fucked
looking
it.
at
That's where
themselves.
You fucked it all up. If your teacher ain't touching your kid in the wrong way, you're good. Other than that, yo, you grab your kid and as soon as it's the teacher's fault. Nah, you're gonna stop that shit right now.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, you
Yo,
used to be able to discipline your child in a.
No, you don't hit it. I never hit my kids.
No,
I
no.
never hit.
But what I'm saying
Well,
is,
not my daughters. I touch my
So the
boys here and there. No, you gotta let them know. But my daughters, I don't touch them because I let them know that no man's supposed to touch them.
Right.
So they in the school system, they be like, Dad, he touched me. Now that nigga about to die. But the dad, that nigga's lying. Oh, I'm beat your ass. You're lying now. Teacher's teaching you.
so all right. So when you went to school, Pete, did you feel the same? Was that the same thing for you as well? Was
That
grandma not showing
That was the
up?
problem. He didn't go to school.
Okay.
That's why I had to grab that.
When did you end school at that time?
It was when my parents didn't give a damn if I made it there.
We're talking like 8th grade, 9th grade. What?
Definitely right after middle school.
Damn.
Because
Second grade.
I got old enough. I was too old to be in middle school, so they kept passing me and passing me. And then once I got to high school, they don't believe in that anymore. You could be 30 years old in fucking ninth grade.
But today
They're not passing you, so they like, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. Go get your GED.
Uh-huh.
I mean, basically, that's what they say. Go get your GED because you ain't got no shot of getting your high school diploma.
And that's when
they're looking at him like, yo, they're gonna stop the fucking food stamps if you don't take your ass to school, bitch.
And then when you get out and you find out the GED is just as good as the fucking diploma.
Yo,
What did I do all that?
Yo, fuck the GED.
The GED was the best way to go.
Yeah,
Yo,
listen,
nah.
you are thrusted into the real world a lot faster. So you're going to learn a whole lot more. You're gonna get hit by the school.
Yo,
of
the
hard
way
knocks
I looked at
much
it,
faster.
Fucking GED from the prison system. I was in that bitch for 10 years, getting the GED out there and coming out and whoosh, slapping in a job interview. It disgusted me.
Yeah.
I won't do it for myself, dude. I won't give them the privilege to laugh at my motherfucking GED. Real talk. So I went at it without a GED.
And you still found your way through.
Still here, dog.
See?
13 years strong.
not only that, but you're getting other people hired
What?
because you got Pito hired, right?
Yo, it's a career, not a job.
But that's fantastic that you look back and try to help others.
No, definitely. No, well,
Well, where did that come from?
Definitely.
Because you didn't have that. Like you weren't given that from your parents. So where did you get that from? To want to help others.
no, it's not others.
Okay.
It's just one individual.
So it makes you feel good. So it's more
Everybody else,
selfish.
right.
than
Yo,
anything.
no. The thing is, I got two sons, and I won't go out the way I go out with them because my sons they got opportunities. They don't have a criminal history. They don't. I show them both ways how to make
And
money.
they're both doing very well.
I show them both ways how to make money. The illegal way, which put me the fuck away, and then I came home and I showed them some shit. They were like, "Whoa,
Like what?
whoa!"
What'd you show them?
Landscaping. Yo, you can get paid cash money and make money. And I mean, I had them cutting grass.
Didn't you? Yeah, you
Cutting
had.
grass, dude. That's all. And the money is good cutting grass, dude. I came home, dude. I invested in some long fucking lawnmowers and a U-Haul truck. I had him working with me. I mean, it's just a seed that you put on the people that is around you, your family. You put that seed. My kids, I'm telling you, my two boys, they're beasts.
One's in the military now, Air Force, right?
The other one's gonna be a fireman.
The other one's gonna be a fireman.
Congrats.
You gotta move
Yeah.
out to Greece.
So did the white men stop all of that?
No, check it. Nah.
Was
If
there
I
any-
was stuck on the white man, if I was stuck on that shit,
Mhm.
if I was stuck on that shit, I'd be like those other fools.
Mm.
And the fools, the fools.
And we all know the fools.
Yo.
So why is it that you think that differently? Well, hold on. What does Pito think? You think that has the
Yo,
white
like,
man
ain't
held you
nothing
back
on
for
them cookies, though?
anything?
That's why you had them cookies, huh?
Like,
Brought them cookies, the munchies.
Nah, like you got the
Don't
munchies.
do you think the white man held you back from anything? And if so, what was it?
Give him a Corona.
I don't think they, I
Give him a
personally
Corona.
don't
Watch
think they
that
held
down.
me back from anything. I
Well,
mean,
he-
because you can go and get. I
Thank you,
mean,
sir.
No, but he had a father figure. in
it
him.
depends because you
Without,
can go
you know,
into a
that's what it
position
is.
and they can.
He had a
get-
father
they can
Hold on,
figure.
one at a time.
He had a father figure.
you can go into a position and they can. There could be a white person in a bigger position that can hold you back, and depending on who you are and what kind of interaction you had with each other. But they can hold you back from getting higher. But no, they can't hold you back from getting a job or anything because you can get a job anywhere.
You want to tell that to a lot of other people out there? Because it seems like everybody wants to sit around and not work.
Yo, if having a felony will stop you having a job, come on.
You don't believe in that.
Man, there's so
Dude.
many jobs available right now.
No,
You
I'm
can get a
talking about
job.
13 years ago, dude. It wasn't no job.
Oh no, no.
But if you're hungry enough, you know what I mean? I got paid $5 a month in jail for 10 years.
So talk about that. Do you think that's
$5.
do you think that's right? But do you think that's right? Do you
Dude,
think
I
because the
mean,
guy last week said
it
that you
was-
are a slave to the system?
No. But
I
put
made
my
$9 every 2 weeks. He told
See,
me
that's
he
the
makes
state.
$5 every
he was
month,
in
so-
the state. I was in the feds.
Okay.
Feds is lovely, according to a lot of people.
But
But I made $5 a month. He made $9 in the state.
he made 9 every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks.
Oh
Do you-
shit! So that mean he made fucking.
He made
damn
3
near
times more than you.
$20. Yeah.
What
Almost
was
4
you
times
making
more than
money
you.
for in jail though?
Yeah,
Like
boy.
what was your limits? Like how far could you actually go?
As far as what was the question?
You can
again?
actually make.
Yeah,
up
you gotta
to-
do that without your
Yo,
mouth
you
full
can
of
make-
Yeah, he over here eat.
I heard half
If
of
you
that
didn't
shit.
see the smoke that was swirling when we first started the episode, it was
You
like
can
he
make
was
up
about
to like
hear.
37 cents an hour.
So again, what?
So
could
how do you feel about that though?
You know what I'm saying? My question was. hold
It's
on, let me
fucked
finish.
up. It's fucked
My
up.
question: what could you buy? Like, what is your limits outside of just ramen noodles and whatever? Like, what else could
Listen,
you buy?
No, you gotta think of now. Fuck all what you could buy. Dog.
What
You
would
gotta
you
think.
need?
You gotta think more down the road. You be like, yo, what am I gonna do to survive once I get the fuck out this bitch? Because if I gotta live for 5 years, 10 years, yo, I'm gonna face this shit because I'm not coming back in this motherfucker. But motherfuckers don't think about that. They thinking about, get their swell on, go out there, go to the block. Nah, nigga, you gotta get a solution to your fucking problem. Dude, you going back in it. I had a matter of fact, your stepdad. Yo, this guy came and shook my hand. He's a retired cop. He shook my hand. He shook it so hard. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck you doing? What was all that for? He's like, dude, yo, I give you yours. Yo, you seeing that you sucked at the job that you've been doing all your life.
Mhm.
You changed it. You're a beast. Again, he said it. That's why I said beast.
Mhm.
Because he said, I'm no beast. I'll fuck you up if you fuck with me, but I'm no beast. He told me this. He's like, dude, you sucked at it. You changed it.
But
So
that's
what would you need to buy in jail though? What do you need to buy in prison?
Dude, what you got to eat?
Food.
Okay.
So
Wait, hold on, but are you-
what does the state provide or
Food
the feds
and
provide?
cosmetics. Food and cosmetics.
Yeah,
That's the most important thing. Is
Okay.
food and cosmetics.
when you say
Yo,
cosmetics,
no,
are you
you in the
saying
feds, you got to buy toilet paper. dog.
toiletries? Okay.
No, they give that shit free in the state.
They give you
In the feds, you gotta
some.
pay for
They
that
give
shit.
you some. They give you like a roll of toilet paper a week or something like that.
Dang, you got to ration your shits.
You have to.
Do you go through a roll of toilet paper a week? I don't go through a roll of toilet paper a week.
Sometimes you will.
Oh damn, that's nasty.
Sometimes
Nah, you got
will.
shit 3 times a day, dog.
Because you
3
don't.
times a
yo,
day?
but you
you're
don't.
supposed to,
Yo,
dude.
but
Dang,
you
I
don't.
thought I pooped a lot. but
With the prison food they give
Oh,
you.
okay,
You
okay,
have to
gotcha.
shit
Yo,
at least
what?
twice a day. You're gonna shit twice a
Why
fucking
you
They
bullshit,
not,
day.
give,
dog.
they not give you that
Uh,
Scott tissue. They give you that thin,
Right.
like whack toilet
Yeah,
paper.
you gotta do that shit. You know how you? Oh my bad. You know how you do that Sherman 4 times? Nah, you gotta go like this, dog. You be there for a second.
You cry- so it's like a
Listen,
toilet.
hey, you have to take
Go
your
ahead,
roll.
shit.
You got to take your roll
Yeah,
to the bathroom with you, and you better not forget it.
Because it's gone.
Oh, what? That motherfucker's gone.
All right, so you got the 3 square meals a day, which made you poop 3 times a week or 3
We
times a
used
day.
to
As
steal.
well.
We used to steal the police tissue from the police bathroom.
How'd you get into the police bathroom?
It was right there.
nigga.
The medium. I was in the medium. The,
Okay.
the police bathroom is right there.
Okay, steal their toilet paper. Was that much better?
No, but it was extra.
But
It was extra.
Oh, okay, okay.
Shit, because yours might not last a fucking couple
Why you
weeks. It was
bullshit?
yeah.
What type of jobs do they have y'all doing? Though, could it be equivalent to slavery?
Do you
Nah,
think?
it
Hold
was-
on. Do you think? it
Nah,
was,
they give you trades and stuff.
Okay.
Like or if you already had a trade, you working in the kitchen.
because
that was the number one spot you're gonna
Kitchen.
get put in the kitchen.
So
I
that was-
talked to your brother and he was talking about how he made money pushing a guy on a wheelchair.
He was in.
That-
'cause I
he
was
got
in there.
paid-
That
he
was
got paid a little bit
Wyoming.
more.
You
Yeah.
got paid a little bit more than you did.
You gotta be in,
Yeah.
in that prison in Wyoming. They got a wheelchair program. That's like 1 or 2 prisons that got it. So if you
There's a
and the-
wheelchair program jail.
Yeah, because if
Dude,
you're
hold on.
crippled,
That-
if
that
you're
ain't-
crippled,
They ain't got shit on
if you're crippled, you're going to that
Unicorn.
jail.
Unicorn.
If you're crippled
Google
or
it,
in a
Google that
wheelchair,
shit, dude.
you're going to that prison because they accept
Yeah,
wheelchair and
Unicorn.
What's that? What's
or
that prison
deaf
talking about?
or deaf people. You're going to that prison because that's what they got
Okay.
the technologies and all that for that type of for those type
Gotcha.
of people.
What's this unicorn or whatever how you just said?
No, the feds got. Yeah, I'm telling you, they said when you go to the feds and like get locked up, it's like the resort.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's what you see in like the
jail is
mafia
jail.
movies.
Jail is jail, my nigga.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah,
what I
I don't
mean?
believe that it's a freaking.
Nah, it's
Let's
not.
roll up some
yeah.
more marijuana.
A
Yeah,
fairy
please,
tale.
yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that was the whole point of removing the 13th Amendment, right?
Okay.
Because they're trying to make it.
You got some more, Joe?
And this is my
Yes.
this was my argument last week with our guest,
Our
You-
distinguished guest.
our distinguished guest, right? You are making the argument to remove a law where these men rely on these jobs for these essentials. So how are you going to replace you're going to put that tax on the people, because now you got to pay for these essentials. You're taking away trade jobs.
Mhm.
You're taking away jobs where if there was any type of possibility of reform while you're in prison, you're giving somebody something to do. They're taking their mind away from what's back inside the cell. So if I'm pushing somebody in a walker that relies on me to go from point A to point B, that's therapy right there. You're having a conversation, you're interacting with
That
somebody.
was his big thing. Was his conversations that he had with the
Well,
guy.
he did that to stay out of trouble.
Right.
So that mind over matter is a plus.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
Do you think that you were reformed in prison?
No, I just got smarter.
Okay.
How to survive.
How to
You
how
have
to,
yo,
to.
prison-
You have to get
prison?
smarter.
I mean,
if you don't
I
get
mean,
smarter, you're gonna get stuck in
sitting
there.
out here is like a prison. You just got
Prison is organized to
because you
keep,
can get
to
locked
keep
up real
you
quick. So you're in prison.
incarcerated. It's organized to keep you incarcerated. Once you're in there, it's
Mhm.
organized to keep you in there.
Oh, that's facts.
pressure
Only
control.
the strong survive. You got to make it out of there.
So what's the
Thank you.
let's say I were to be caught for, I don't know, embezzlement or some kind of thing, whatever. I'm about to go to jail for 10 years.
You fucked up.
I'm fucked up. Yeah.
No, no, real talk.
What would be
No.
your what would
I
be
got
your
friends-
first?
I got friends that be like, "Yo, dude, I'm going into the feds. I'm about to do 10 years. You did it.
Uh-huh.
You know
What would you say to
what
them?
I gotta do. Nigga, you fucked up.
Uh-huh.
You can't tell them. You can't.
You
I mean,
can't.
I give them advice, but you can't.
So what would be the first advice?
You
Because
go in the
everyone says that the
system,
first
dude,
thing
you
is to
fucked
go
up.
up against the biggest
Dude,
guy and punch him in the face.
system is
No.
No, don't do that.
Definitely.
What was the question?
Definitely.
I missed the question.
He said,
I missed the question.
So what you hear in like movies and shows and stuff like that is they say you gotta establish dominance, show that you're not a bitch. So you go in there and you punch like the first guy that messes with you or the biggest guy to show that you're not someone to
Dude,
mess
but
with.
the thing is, it's a
No,
process.
that's gonna get
People
you.
does not believe
that's
in
gonna
that.
get you.
Yo,
in
it's
more
a process.
trouble.
Yeah, that one.
you poked
And
up
two,
real
hold up.
quick.
Because I did,
Yeah,
listen,
it's
I
true.
did 7 years and straight, and I didn't get into any trouble. The only
How?
trouble I
How?
got into, the only trouble I got into,
How?
Hold on, hold on.
the only
nigga said,
trouble I
ain't
got
get in
into
trouble,
was
but-
with the police with me catching a dirty urine. I brought that upon myself.
Catching a what?
But a dirty urine.
Oh, yeah, because you were bringing
was-
stuff in.
I was smoking.
No,
weed.
no,
No, I was smoking weed in there. I was buying it in there, smoking it.
How?
And
All right, so
they do random drug tests, and I
Okay.
got caught up and went to the box.
they drug test you in jail? That's weird.
Yeah.
You know they don't drug test you in the finance industry. I've never once been drug tested. But they
Because
drug test you
know
in
the
jail.
CEOs is up there snorting up at the top.
What?
That don't make no sense though. These
Yo.
guys are just
But if you don't smoke or anything, you could
Yeah,
you
have
could do a
you
prison
can- you
bid
can ski
without
through
getting
it.
into
You can
any
ski-
fucking without getting into any trouble. I mean, you'll bump into a couple bumpy roads where a CO will try
Nigga
to
want to
test
go up in you and shit.
they'll try to test you, or you might get into an argument. But it depends how you handle the situation. Like if you gonna end up getting into a fight, yeah, you're gonna end up getting in trouble. But if you ignore it and go upon your fucking day, you're good.
Facts.
So one thing I know about my uncle over here is that you're really good with numbers. Like he knows betting like it's I've never seen a mind like his.
It's
Like
what-
I would say he would be comparable to like Warren Buffett.
Really?
The way I see him betting and how he picks things, I see him like Warren Buffett. So where did you get that from? Were you always good with numbers, or you got that?
Nah,
What type of betting are we talking?
locked up. You got nothing else, right? Sort it out.
It actually started before I got locked up because my son's mother. I have a son. I have 20. He's 25 right now. I want to say, or
I
he's
think
about
it's
to be 25.
29.
He's about to be
Right.
25.
Yeah,
And
he's
his
like
mom.
30. I
His
think like
mom.
30.
His mom is straight. Actually, his mom and her dad are straight gambling fanatics. Like ever since I met her,
They had an
it's-
app
it's-
and everything.
It's been nothing but gambling. Like our dates were to the casino.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, or we're gonna bet on this team today, or we're gonna. It's always had to do
That
something with
online gambling
Yeah,
probably
it-
a problem now.
Oh yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Do you have your book with you? He would have a book of like his.
I
bets.
gotta. Yeah,
You got games going on right now, huh?
Yeah, now it's everything is on the web, so
Yeah.
everything is. They got the history right on the website.
But
your history.
And they go betting on commercials too.
Yeah,
I was betting on the coin toss and
coin toss
yeah,
commercials.
Yeah,
Whatever it was,
Super
a
Bowl.
beer commercial or a car commercial first, right? I bet on one
Yeah.
of those.
No, the last Super Bowl, it was a bet. It was a bet where if Mary J. Blige was gonna show cleavage or not.
Oh shoot! You said hell yeah, I'm taking
Did you
that.
bet
bet.
yes or no?
I said no, because she usually come out
Yeah.
dressed up.
Uh-huh.
Man, she
Cleavage
came out.
everywhere.
She came out almost naked. Yo, she came out almost naked. I like this bitch. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Yo, I wanted to see that stuff like that is so funny. Like the whole when Michael Jordan touched her ass, it was like, yo, could that have been a bet? Like, yo, if-
Michael Jordan.
will
what?
Michael Jordan touch Mary J. Blige ass at the All-Star
Did he?
game?
Yeah,
he
yo,
did.
I'm telling you, it's
I don't know anything about this.
There's a
Bro, you see
can
the
find that
craziest
picture
bets
of Michael
online.
Jordan grabbing Mary J. Blige ass. It's like, yo, he had it in his hands is huge.
Full on hand.
I did see
Bro,
that. Yeah, I did
like
see that.
I don't. I
I did see that. I did see
If
that.
I was
I
Mike,
think I
I would
It was everywhere.
I would
It
win
was
for that.
everywhere.
I
I
would've
didn't-
went for the
I didn't know
shot,
anything
too.
It
about
was
this.
all over Instagram.
Yeah, what Michael Jordan said, like, yo, man, you miss every shot you don't take, man.
You think that was his shot?
That was his shot. He
I-
shot it.
I don't think he would go
That
for
was
Mary J.
his
Blige.
shot.
I'm pretty sure he's a
Bro,
high,
he
much higher level.
No, but the gambling system is to the
Mary
point
J. Blige is
that
beautiful.
Yo, that
Before
ass,
anyone
man,
gets
she
freaking
got
crazy
that
out
ass,
there.
but you see,
man.
gambling
She got that
is now you look at football and you see these games that just popped off. You be like, oh shit.
Well, look at it this way: we
Yo.
have marijuana that's now legal,
Mhm.
and we have betting that's now legal. When
Thank you,
10,
Lord.
20 years
Thank
ago-
you, Lord.
right, but 10, 20 years ago, you
Smoke that shit.
could be put into jail for it.
Yeah.
Like,
For
how
a
do you
long
feel
time.
about that? Like, how do you feel about that, knowing that 20 years ago you were put in jail for marijuana?
And let's
Yeah,
not forget
we're-
about
we're
the people
back-
who
we're-
still locked up for
Yo,
it.
yeah, facts.
Still
Facts.
locked
But
up.
again, it goes back to that was 20 years ago.
All right, so you're not one for looking at the past.
Nah, you can't.
All
if
right,
you
so-
get stuck in the past, dude.
All right, so
what
let's look at the
happens?
future then. Let's look at the female basketball player who got traded from the Russian prison.
Brittany Griner.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
They brought her back, right? They traded her to come back to United States
For an arms dealer, bro.
for an arms
Russian
dealer.
arms
Right.
Right. Do you think that was a fair trade?
Absolutely not.
Do I
Like,
give
what
a
is she?
fuck?
What is she gonna
Right,
do for
right,
us? What is she gonna do for us?
Exactly. Exactly.
As much as what he
I
can do
truly-
for them.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. That
Do
wasn't
you-
a fair trade.
Do you not see how she's expecting to be treated now that she requires a private plane?
Yeah, she bought.
She better win another medal.
I mean, if it was me, I would say it was a good trade.
Yeah, if you were in Russian prison.
Right.
But look at the way that they brought her back, and yet there's people in prison right now in America who are still in prison
we
because
got a
of
soldier. We got
marijuana.
a soldier out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got a soldier out there.
We got a few people out there.
right. So do you feel is that right? Like why are we trading somebody
Right.
in another prison when we got people in prison here in America? Not for I wouldn't say that there's people in federal prison for simple marijuana, possession crimes. There's people in New York State prison for simple marijuana possession who are still in prison, yet we traded a international arms dealer, a person that was selling guns to people who hate America.
Who does that?
But yet we're not allowed to have those same guns. I just want one of those guns.
Listen,
That's all I want.
Biden should have been on the phone with every federal
Yo, I'm
prison
a federal prison.
that had anybody. I don't care what color you were. Anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Boston George should have been out as soon as they decriminalized the marijuana laws in this country. Right? That should have happened across the board. But you're gonna try and force Russia.
I don't know who Boston George is.
You never seen that? You never.
You guys know who Boston George is? You know who Big
Never
Meech
seen that
is?
movie? He was a white boy that was they gave him the mantle of transporting marijuana across state lines. First one, and
That's how they get you right there.
But he started with
Yeah, you fucked
marijuana.
up.
He started with marijuana, then he just graduated to cocaine.
Was there a graduation?
Fucked up.
Was there a
Yeah.
graduation in your career of coming from simple marijuana to then something bigger without incriminating yourself, I guess? Is there a graduation in the drug industry where you have to go on to bigger? Because I feel like
There is graduation. My graduation, dude, I got into a train. I got 30 stacks. I'm making my first trip.
Train to where?
Mind you, I'm still between 14 and 16
train to where?
to Fort Lauderdale.
You went all the way
Right.
to Florida for it?
Check it. Nah, I'm making my first trip.
Okay.
I earned mines.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, just do what you gotta do, and I'll let you know when your first trip is going. I'm like, nigga, you treat me good. I got my own place. I'm good. Dude, it came so fast. He was like, yo, we're gonna take that trip. What trip? That trip. So I'm like, whoa. He goes, don't pack nothing. You don't need nothing.
Right.
We're good.
We're going in and out.
Dude, we jumped on the train, got to Fort Lauderdale, but mind you, Fort Lauderdale is supposed to be bikinis, right? And the train stopped where it was number trees. And I looked at dude and I'm like, dude, I'm like, this Fort Lauderdale? And next thing you know, I got a 357 Magnum sitting on the side of my head. Mind you, I'm between 14 and 16.
Mhm.
I get a little vague because, that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, and I got 357 Magnum, which was this old lady that was sitting right next to me. She like, Sonny, don't you dare move.
It was an old lady that pulled a gun on you?
Dude, I'm serious. Got to Fort Lauderdale and I went straight. Instead of going to the beach, I went straight to the city lockup. First time in jail, I picked fucking millions. The way I felt, those millions miles away from home.
Did the guy set you up?
Oh no, I set myself up
How?
because I sold to an undercover.
So you already picked
So-
up what you had to pick up.
No, it was three of us. All three of us sold to an undercover. So that right there is a warrant. So when we jump on that train, they were like, "Oh, we got."
Oh,
him.
as soon as you cross the state lines.
Yo, nah, yeah, they can follow us.
Yeah.
They was on y'all the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how did they say they knew that you were doing that though? Like what was the evidence showing that you came from New York to Florida to buy the drugs to then sell to the undercover? Like what?
No, but the thing is, they put that warrant on us.
Uh-huh.
We got on that train, and they supposed to catch us. They knew we was about to go buy something. You know what I mean? My partner told me, don't pack nothing. But I just happened to have this fucking book bag that said Newport on it.
Was it from the cigarette points?
Yo,
We used to trade
no,
in
actually, it was his store,
Okay.
and I was running it. So that's how I got my apartment. You got to work for yours. You don't get an apartment. I earned that apartment. So now I earned that apartment, and I earned my way to get to Fort Lauderdale. Who does that? Not me. But me, I'm doing this.
Uh-huh.
So we go to fucking Fort Lauderdale, and next thing you know, we get arrested. What was the question?
How long did you have to spend in jail down there?
Well, it was such a big case that he actually came and got us.
That was around remember the narc situation with the RPD. They got busted for being like what's his name? Denzel Washington Training Day. They was just busting up everybody and just taking their money, like, you know.
Did that ever happen
They
to you?
were
This
robbing.
is the 80s, dude. It was, it was so much of it that I didn't even know you could make money of it because I kept running into it.
Yeah.
When you run into it, you just gotta make ways to run into shit.
But
like
did
that.
y'all were aware that RPD was doing that, just robbing?
Did that
too?
ever happen
They
to
were
you?
part
Did
of, they
Roger-
were part of the crime
yo,
element.
RPD couldn't see what they can't see. You know what I mean? RPD, they didn't even bother me until I bothered them. And that's, you
Oh, say that again.
You're driving without license. And that's how you set yourself up to get, you get their attention.
So there's a push right now for stopping police from being able to pull you over for mundane issues like driving without insurance,
Pass
like
that shit.
driving without registration, like driving without your headlights on, like running
You're
through a
setting
stop sign.
yourself up. Come on, you're doing that to yourself. It's
So-
not it's their fault. They're
but they're-
doing their job.
But there's a big faction. There's a big group in New York, or I'm sorry, in the country that think that police should not be pulling people over for that reason. Me having a relationship with the RPD because of various reasons, but one being my stepdad being a RPD retired police officer.
Yes, sir.
They use those to then get what they need to get. They use that knowing that that person has a gun in their vehicle. They know that because they know they came out of that spot right there. That is a drug spot.
Facts.
You came out of there with a book bag on your shoulder. You got into your vehicle. You drove away without putting your headlights on. They're going to use that to be able to pull you over to find what you have.
But whose fault is that?
Right. Is that a problem to you?
No, it's not a problem.
So
That's
do you
stupid.
want
That's
police officers to
stupidity.
pull people over like
you
that?
have to. They're doing their job.
Right. So you think they're pulling over, they're doing their job while other people think it's racist.
They're pulling this guy over that can actually kill. I got my daughters out there. They drive.
One of your
I got
daughters
my
is at a shop that
grandkids
got
out
shot
there.
up on Lyle Avenue.
So they're doing their job.
So you think they're doing their job and not being racist? Because there's people out there that think they're being racist
I mean,
for pulling them people over. I'm saying them people meaning
I've been
someone who
pulled
came
over.
out of a
I've been
drug
pulled over.
house.
I've been pulled over. And ever since I got my license, I haven't got pulled over. So if you're doing wrong, karma's a bitch. Real talk.
Mhm.
Every time I didn't have a license, I got pulled
You got
over.
pulled over.
I've been having my license 13 years now, believe it or not. Never had a license, but I've been having it for 13 years now. It never happened, got pulled over.
Isn't that weird?
It's not weird, dude.
It's just common sense, right?
You do good. You do good. It's good.
When you do good, you ain't got to
is
worry
good.
about bad.
God is good. Let's just say it
All
this
the
way.
time.
Let's just put it that way. Have that belief. Be humble. Do it. Opens doors. Doors that the average person don't see being open. That's the problem. They don't see the door being open. They're like, oh shit, I was lucky today.
Do you think they?
That was lucky today. Nah, that's God working in mysterious ways, mofo.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I started a job at $8 an hour. God opened that door for me. I turned that $8 to
Multiple. And now you're able to help other people who are in your same situation
Yo,
get
He got
hired.
me. He
Yes.
got me hired. He got me hired.
He got you hired at $8 an hour as well.
yo.
No.
He make it just as much as I do.
No. Before it was because we
That's
used to
how
have
good I
a.
am.
But before it was a minimum wage. When I first got hired into my first job, I was getting paid
Ah, that-
$4.25
yo,
an hour. $4.25 an hour. These kids nowadays,
Hard work pays off, bro.
15 or better.
15
now.
or better, but they're not getting hired no more. I think that's what people are missing out is that
No.
if I'm gonna pay you, not you, but let's say some 14-year-old kid, 15, 16-year-old kid, $15 an hour, why wouldn't I just invest into a computer that you just pick whatever Happy Meal you want and I ain't gotta hire you?
That's what they're doing now.
That's what they're doing now.
Mhm.
So what's gonna happen with the kids nowadays when they ain't got no jobs to go to?
They don't want to work anyway.
You think they don't want to work? Do you think they don't want to work?
A lot of them don't.
Damn.
A lot of them don't.
They value
A lot of them don't, and it's all depends how they grow up. Like if the parent shows them you don't have to work for anything, they're not gonna want to work for nothing.
They value virtual money.
Now, if you don't buy them anything and you be like, you know, you gotta earn this.
No,
and-
they do that because the parents nowadays they teach that to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Me as a father and a grandpa, my grandkids are like, yo, he an asshole.
And a
But I love
homeowner,
him. I
and a
love that
homeowner with a
motherfucker.
little bit of land in
Yo,
his backyard.
yo, I'm an ass. I mean, but I keep it 100. Nah, you don't give a phone to a fucking 8-year-old or a 10-year-old. I won't even do it for a 15-year-old. And you got kids walking around with phones out.
I don't think the people around us understand how many pedophiles there are in the city.
Yeah,
Oh, they're all over.
Did you see a bunch of them where you were? Were there a lot of freaking
They're all over.
nasty, or did they not last very long? I don't know.
Yeah, do they like they don't have a good time in the prison?
You really want me to answer?
Yo, listen, a lot of them are on the internet. Like they on all that
They
TikTok,
creep
they're on
within.
Snapchat, they're
Oh
everywhere.
yeah, and they're pretending like to be little kids.
And they're pretending to be little kids, and they can tell you whatever they want, and to
Mhm.
see if you actually will do it.
It's disgusting what's out there in this world that the parents are not protecting their kids from.
No.
Do you think that, because you said it starts at home, and that your mom was always about inside the door
You're
and what?
supposed to learn as you live, and I learn a lot. You got to fix that, and I make sure that my kids won't go with what I have seen.
They won't go the
you got
negative route.
people. Yeah. No, the thing is that you got a shitty hand in life. You gonna pass that shitty hand to your kids that you put in this world.
Some people will say
don't got
that you
kids.
do.
You don't got kids, and it might be for a reason. You know what I mean?
I 100% believe it's for a reason.
I know this, yo.
What did we say?
Because you don't want another Jose Pio in this world. That's why.
What did Barbara say?
We have to have another.
Pedos got
Junior?
less time than drunk drivers. Wow, that's bad.
What she
My
said?
brother-in-law worked at a county jail, and the pedos got less time than drunk drivers.
That's disgusting.
That's absolutely true, though.
That's disgusting, man.
Is that fucked up?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think? What do you think should be the true crime of a
That
pedophile?
is messed up. Like it does happen. It's still happening.
Because I feel the same way that people
Ejection.
ejection from life.
What? Eject. Come on.
Papote's on.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's commenting.
What do we do with pedos though? Because now they're trying to make it.
They get beat up.
They're trying to
Microphone,
make
please,
it-
sir.
They're trying to make
They
it
get beat
okay.
up or they get cut.
But they're
or-
trying to
I mean,
make it
depends. If you're in
acceptable.
the prison system, you getting beat up or you getting mistreated.
Mm.
Not only by us, even the
gonna say.
COs mistreat you.
Mm. That's where
You
they need to
can't. You
go.
would not live a normal. You cannot live a normal life. In
No, it's
prison.
a different life, though.
That's who
you're
we need to fill
getting
it up
you're
with.
getting messed with constantly.
Mm.
Constantly.
Back in the day, didn't they used to die?
Say that again.
Back in the day, didn't they used
If
to
you're
die?
if you're in a maximum security
Oh
prison,
no, the
you're
motherfuckers that
liable
killed
to-
themselves because they couldn't
to
handle
They're
it.
gonna handle it.
They
Okay.
couldn't handle it, dude. That average motherfucker can't handle it. I don't even know how the fuck I did it. Truly, true. I mean, I can't tell you. I don't know how I did it.
What if we did this?
Hold on, stop. I'm sorry, not to cut you
Mhm,
off,
mhm.
but do you not think that it was
I mean,
the way your parents didn't raise you, should I say, where you had to be strong mentally, to where you had your own apartment at
it was-
teenager,
it was-
that might have
Come on,
put you in a position to be strong enough to be able to make it through. And
Yeah.
why I say that,
Say that again. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Repeat
Uh,
that.
do you not think that maybe your childhood strengthened you so that you could make it through, so that in the far future of 14-year-old Joe Vega
Mm.
compared to now Joe Vega being such a drastically different guy, but the only reason why you made it to now is because of how you were raised.
No, I had to turn into a different character.
Right.
dude.
But I'm saying is you would never have
That's
been
the
put
only
in that
reason I made it.
situation if if your mom was at every single parent teacher meeting,
No,
if your
a
father
parent that gives
was
a fuck. You said about both. They just tagged on.
uh-huh.
This is a parent that gives a fuck about his kid. That kid right
Shane's
there.
on, Chungy's
you
on,
heard?
damn, they all
Yo,
on.
this nigga, his kid,
Uh-huh.
he could be a president because his father gives a fuck.
But
know what I mean?
hold on. Let me
Will
challenge.
show up to
But
his-
let me challenge that real quick. What if a child is too soft because your parents care too much?
Dude, it's
That balance.
Could it not be the case?
that's some white people shit.
It could be.
But
the
yo,
case.
I don't know if kids
It could
get.
be the case
I
for
don't
some-
know if
for
kids is
some
getting
people, it
ass
could be.
whoopings
It could
like
be the
we
case.
got
It
ass
has been the
whoopings.
case for some people.
I don't think these kids got ass whoopings. Like
I'm
we
not.
got ass whoopings.
What I'm not saying about
no,
Papa
see,
there
that's that
or
white
anything like
people
that.
shit.
I'm
That's
saying
That's why I said it's that white people shit because these white kids they slap their parents.
for real. For real.
I don't know about
For
that.
real.
Keep it 100, dude.
Well,
Dude,
on TikTok,
yo, this shit
they do.
about
On
to go
TikTok, they
crazy
do.
in there. Yo, I swear they.
Hold on. Hold on.
The parent,
Yo, you got Austin coming
the
on.
parent would look at this little
Not
fucker
him. Not
and be
not
like,
him.
what did I do? Yo, what
I
did
got Austin
I do?
coming on.
Not all white people, all right? Not all white people.
No,
all white
yo,
people,
Austin
not all
said
white
that
people.
like, yo, but the parent be like, what did I do?
Why'd you do that?
No,
Yo, we be
man.
bragging on Austin. Shout out to Austin.
Listen,
But seriously, the fact that you've turned into a beast, because I feel this is my view looking at it from, obviously 30, 40 years later on down the
But
road.
I call myself that way because my two sons.
But
They-
you would not. Would you have
because
been?
of them.
Would you have taught yourself that way if you weren't put in that situation? That's why I'm saying that there's so many things that we see as a negative in life, but it created the positive when we are mentally strong enough to be that positive version of who we're supposed to be. You were put in a situation where your parents were not there and you had to go out and fend for yourself.
Right.
It created the beast that you are because I'm
No, you create beasts, and that's when you are a beast.
right.
Technically, I mean, seriously, I'm not a beast unless my kids are beasts, and my kids are beasts. Papote's son, he's gonna be a beast.
My biggest thing
Your
is
son, he'll be a beast because you give a fuck. His kids, it'll be a beast. I don't know if you got any kids, dude. You give a fuck about your kids, they will be beasts. Seriously, dude. It comes. It has to start right here.
but we're at a time right now where kids are soft.
Because it's not starting right here, dude. Because it's mothers raising kids without fathers.
I think
Hold up. It's fathers not giving a fuck. I gotta pay child support. Fuck you. I'm out, dude. I mean, it starts within.
And it's I
You create one.
go with that
you'll
more. Go
follow
with that
that
more. I
shit.
think there's a further line there because there's a lot of families out there without the fathers, right? Who the mothers are raising the kids. And for the most part, statistically speaking, if you were raised by a single mother in a urban city, your child is likely going to end up in jail. But if you were raised by a single father, you have statistically the same opportunity as if you were raised by both parents staying together. If you were raised by a single father,
That's the father that gives a fuck.
that's father gives a fuck, right?
Yeah.
But isn't that crazy how the statistics say this? This is not Jose Pio saying this. The statistics, the numbers say that if you're raised by a single mother in an urban environment, the city environment, your child is like 70%.
You prove it fact.
Right.
You
But-
are a proven
I
fact.
believe it.
But if you were raised by a single father in an urban environment,
It increases it.
it increases your opportunity to the point where you are almost as equal as if both your parents stayed together.
Yeah.
So Papote, shout the fuck out to Papote
What?
because that man,
Yeah.
every
It's beast
every
mode.
Great
picture I
father,
see
great
is
father,
him
great
with his
father.
kid.
Yo.
Every picture I see is with him with his child.
His father, but then again, his father's a beast too.
Yes.
His father's a beast.
Yes.
Because your brother ain't gonna get that shit just because he put his hand in his pocket. He learned that shit. He you know what I mean?
And he not only just his dad, but also his stepdad, who also
Facts.
can. Shane is
Big
that
Shane.
beast.
Big Shane out there. I'm telling
Got
you.
us all driving right now.
Yeah.
Now we upgraded Joe to a Jeep.
We all in fucking Dodges right
We all-
now because of Big
Joe
Shane.
agreed.
Came in, I was looking like,
Shout out
those
to-
look like
Shout out
you
to,
said.
Shout out to the
thumbs up car guy.
To the thumbs up car.
Look at that. Free advertising. Free advertising.
Got me
No,
in
it's-
the
it's-
Rango.
it
I
has
ain't
a
got
lot
it
to
right now,
say
but
with,
it's somewhere in the shop somewhere.
with a lot of the culture changes that have happened within the
We ain't gonna
decades.
get into that story.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Thumbs
Right.
down on the Rango. We gotta stick with the Jeep Wrangler. That's fine.
thumbs up on getting me to the Rango. I'm just
Nice.
going through
It's nice out
some
there.
shit.
Shit.
Uncle David's
trying to get it back.
But I do think the culture has changed where I
Let's
think
put 'em
now
back.
we're starting to recognize what toxic who are the toxic people in
Don't drink
really
and drive.
the whatever parent is the one that's influencing the kids to distance themselves from whatever parent, right? If it's not in any type of disrespect to the child where you're physically, mentally, and sexually abusing that child, you know, those are what you should do. And then within you finding out, you should report that person to the authorities immediately on anything that comes with sexual within you finding out that what this person is doing to your child. That's the only time a mother, in my opinion, or a father has the right to be, okay, I'm distancing my child from you because you don't have any self-control. Outside of that, any type of mental manipulation that you're trying to have your child,
hold your kid accountable.
right? Hold your child accountable, but allow the father to be a father and allow the mother to be a mother.
Oh, what
Now,
does that mean?
What
does that
means
mean?
is you as
No. Start with father. What does that mean to be a father? to you?
So what it means to be a father, number one, you have to be a leader, right? Period. And whatever decisions that you're making, right? You're making it on the betterment of that nuclear family, that people that's within that household. Everybody in that household matters to you, and you got to protect them with your life. If there is one person, the first person that has to go,
Mhm.
where there needs to be a physical sacrifice, it should be the father.
I'm going to take it one step further on top of that. Not only that, as a man, you must sacrifice to the point where you got to be able to sacrifice
You have to-
yourself,
right?
but also you have to raise your children to be better than you. In my opinion, like my thing is, as a stepdad, I'm instilling things. I'm trying to make sure I see where the biological fathers are teaching, because I got two sons. I'm claiming the two sons. I don't care what anyone says. Their biological fathers.
Your father is not
A donor. It's not
Yeah.
a sperm.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not creator. It's a father.
Well, I was
is-
raised by.
is
I got two stepdads, so can't nobody tell me nothing. I got two of the best stepdads a man could ever ask for. You know, I got a dad that took me on when I was a little
You got a
bastard
white
child.
dad and a black dad.
Yeah, I got a white dad and a black
He's
dad.
Puerto Rican.
Right. But
Yeah.
but the thing
He
has
had the
always
best,
been
yeah,
about
positive.
I'm going to create. I want to make sure you are better than me, and that's the mentality that I take. Is that I'm always trying to teach these boys. I want you to be better than me. So I'm going to give you all the things that I went through in my life, but I'm going to give it to you in a positive light to say, this is what I learned from it.
But you gotta keep them 100 too. You can't baby a motherfucking kid.
Exactly. So when they
You
go
know what
out
I
there
mean?
and they do some stupid stuff,
Yeah,
like,
it'd be like,
and
damn, you ain't tell me that part, Dad.
it'd be as dumb
Nah,
as
yeah.
taking the trash out. This is how far I'm a stickler for everything. Because I tell my sons, like, do it right the first time. They'll take the garbage out and the handles will be facing the street. They'll come back in, and if it's in the middle of wintertime, I wait until they take all their stuff off, get into the house, get comfortable. I'm like, are the handles facing the street or are they facing the house? They look out the window. I'm like, go back out there.
They gotta be facing. the
Yeah,
other
I
way.
don't stop them when they're out there, knowing that I watched them.
Yeah.
And I'm
No,
only going to
that's-
tell you
that's
once
how you teach
after
them.
that time that you
There's
have to
a reason
learn
we
that,
do this.
right? Because you don't want to ever have to go through that
That's a
again
good
because you're
one.
put through uncomfortable
Yo,
situations.
you can only feel that feeling if you was a father.
Right,
You felt that shit. huh?
right.
Well,
Well, I feel it because I feel
your
it's
father, nephew. No,
Yeah.
real talk.
yeah. And my I mean, I had
So if your kid,
I had my
your
dad here,
stepkids tell you,
But
you
it's
ain't my dad,
natural.
bitch,
It's
you
natural
ain't my
male
dad.
instincts to lead. If you see something that needs to be corrected, if
I
you
don't
just,
think for every male,
no, it's not for every male. That's why every man can't be a leader.
every man can't
Right?
be a leader.
And a problem for a lot of these men is that they can't accept the fact that they're terrible leaders. So they go out there and fake it because they feel as though they have to allow their machismo to speak for them because they're insecure little bitches. So That's the difference between a real leader, a good leader, and a fake leader. Like for myself, you can always like sometimes it's good to be second in command, third in command. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, there's something within the person that you know what I mean? Maybe you can align yourself to where you make this person great, and at the same time you make each other great, right? Those are signs of great leaders. We got too many people today, I'm telling you, that again, if you can't see a situation and you see it and you see a family, right, that, you know, there could be certain things within that family they need to work on, right? And if you have a relationship with another male that you can, you know, have that conversation with him, if he's acceptable, if he's accepting and like willing to listen you to better and like, yo, take that and apply it and come back to me like, yo, my man, yo, I appreciate those are the type of men that we need more of. But you got the ones that
I get Happy Father's Day from the biological son's
great.
dad.
That's dope.
Like that's dope to me. That's
dope.
That's dope as hell to me.
That's dope.
Because we had it was an agreement. I wouldn't even say an agreement. We had a meeting. It was within probably 2 months of me and Edna dating. Probably a little bit later. I honestly don't know. Edna, you can put in the messages here. Jaden's dad is a like 6 foot something, 200 something pound man. Like
you have no choice.
Say again?
You have no choice but to keep the peace.
He got Uncle Joe. Dog.
Right. You got it wrong, man. I got security. Not only that, but I got veteran friends with itchy trigger fingers.
Right.
I met what she was like, oh, he wants to meet with you. And I was like, yes, of course. Like that to me means a lot.
Right.
Because the fact that the biological dad says, I want to meet with you means he wants to make sure that his son is around a quality man. Like that's the only way I took it. There was no like machismo involved with that. I was like, hell yeah, that's what's up. I do want to talk with him.
Technically, he's like twice as big as you, so you should
almost literally. But no, we had the meeting, and he looked at me. He was like, "You're not what I thought." I'm like, "What's that mean?" He's like, "You actually have a good head and shoulders. You're dressed like you have a good job." I was like, "I do have a good job." He's like, "No, you seem like you're a good guy. I'm cool." Like he's like, "I've heard good things so far, so we'll see." But ever since then, it has been a for the most part, a great relationship with the stepfather because him and I have that agreement where it's like, I'm here to be the other.
My kids love me. Yeah, I mean, love you more than me.
Who? What?
His kids love you more than they love.
No. It's a different love. I think that there are different kinds of love.
Being a father,
kids,
it's parallel. As long as
being a father, be like, whoa, nigga, yo.
Listen, as long as they, at the end of the day, their father should always be like, you know, at the apex of their appreciation, but at the same time,
I'm not trying to overtake that position.
They can share that appreciation with Jose and just add him to the long list of men that they have in their lives that they're fortunate that can guide them. And it's sad that we don't have enough of that in each family, you know.
Well, I think that's the thing that we kind of hit on at the beginning, which was the puzzle piece, right? That everyone fits a different piece of the puzzle. You're different from Pito. Pito's different from Jose. Jose's different from Davey. Davey's different from, you know, my mom is different from Chungi. We're all different, yet we're all part of the same family, and we all want the best, right? So we all play a part in this family unit. I think that a lot of people, a lot of men, feel as though they have to one up each other, when in reality, if you see that man as an equal and say we're just two different people, and we can both bring about love for the entire family. That could be the same thing in the life of a young child. A lot of these fathers out there are very mad that a new man figure is in the picture.
Why?
I don't know why.
No, but statistics says
you wouldn't know why.
Why?
Say again?
You wouldn't know why.
I wouldn't know why, right? But there are kids, there's mothers out there who choose the wrong dads, right? That's for sure. Who choose the wrong men to be able to be.
But you're a hell of a role model to your stepson.
See, that's the thing. Because I had a great role model. I had two great role models.
Right. They'll be jealous of you, if anything.
Yeah, facts. I had it correct.
Who's jealous of me?
I mean, the dad will
said
be
I should
jealous
be
of
jealous.
you if
Why?
anything. Because what would you have to be jealous of them for?
I ain't gotta be jealous of nobody.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If anything,
Like, I'll
they'll be
take
jealous
care
of
of you.
you.
Oh yeah, because there is no jealousy in me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You don't have nothing to be jealous about.
Because I believe in the
So you
individual.
avoid child support or something?
Well, I don't pay child support because
No,
you
I'm
know
saying,
why?
What happened? You have a
Because
kid,
I was
You smart.
You see that?
You funny.
there was a
There you
0%
go.
chance I was having a baby. 0% chance. There was no way I was ever having a baby. I knew that from day one that there was maybe it's the selfishness in me. Maybe it's the
Maybe he's sterile.
well now I am. I got the snip.
Oh man, you said there will be no more.
Well, the
Jose's
doctor
after
asked me like 3 times. He's like, "Are
Yeah,
you sure?" I'm
that's
like,
that
"Yes, dude.
bullshit.
Stop." Like, I'm
Yeah, but
100% sure. But
No,
I
technically,
knew-
you gotta hit an age before they even clip your ass.
oh my,
You wavered
He's
that.
there.
I wavered it. I signed off and everything
He's there. He's
not
ready.
happening.
Okay.
because I know. I shouldn't say I know. I feel as though the value that I'm going to bring to others
So-
will not be there if my emotions are brought into play. If I can keep my emotions at bay and be able to focus solely on this is it right here, nothing else, then I have
Mhm.
then I don't
That's
have any
American
distraction.
Dream, my nigga.
I don't want any distraction.
American dream, though. You grow up, have family.
No, it's not my dream.
I
Not
think
at all.
That dream is changing.
Not my dream at all.
What? Yeah.
Having kids.
No.
Jose about to tell us.
No, my dream is to make Rochester what it used to be back in the 1800s, where you came to Rochester because you wanted to vacation, because you brought your family here because it was the greatest freaking city on earth. That's my goal.
You telling that to niggas that been dying to get the fuck out of here.
I can't say that to them, right?
No,
Because
you
they
telling that-
see
yeah, you
they
telling it to
see
a
it
motherfucker.
differently than me. You see it differently than me, but I see it. My vision has been so focused, and my life has always created the opportunity for me to bring about that vision. It has constantly revolved to push me into that ability to be there. Because if you knew me from back when I was throwing parties over on Alford Street
Mhm.
with the Plinko board and dressed in a freaking
That was a spot.
as a
I went to
as
the
an
last
Indian,
one,
That was a
right?
spot.
Would you have ever
Pete
thought
wrote that
We're
shit.
going to Poochie's house.
it was
that shit.
always a spot, always a spot? But would you have ever thought that I'd be in politics?
And you
Oh,
had-
absolutely. Well, absolutely. It can go both ways. Because you're a talker, motherfucker.
I didn't think you was gonna
Yeah,
go into
this-
politics.
Yeah, this motherfucker used to
Oh no,
love
we
hearing
threw the
himself
awesome.
talk.
That was the awesome party.
So it doesn't surprise
I
me,
threw the best parties.
but it
period.
does surprise me. Because you're standing tall.
Mhm.
You're her, dude. Yo, my dude.
That's again.
Hey, yo,
that's again. Life
I'm
always.
looking at you like eye level. I'm not even looking down.
That I think that's a short joke.
You heard? No, no, but I'm just saying, as we stand,
As we stand,
I still see you eye level.
That's what's up.
Well,
I'm seeing you eye level right now.
I take
Instead
that.
of you looking down at you.
I take that with a whole lot of love and respect.
Even if you
As
was
I
my
joke,
height.
I do see where I appreciate that, because
Real
that
talk.
means that there's love
Came a long way.
out of there
No, it's respect.
and respect. But I think that it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, respect goes to love because you ain't gonna get love.
Would you
ain't got
rather be
respect.
loved or would you rather be feared?
No. I'm
asking you.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'd rather be respected than
Mm.
anything because respect goes to love.
Mm.
That fear shit.
Get you in trouble.
Yo, go on. Next question.
All right. That was it right there.
Take it. Yo, roll that shit, Pete.
Oh, they want to keep going. All right, we're
Yo,
gonna keep
what's
going.
up? What's up with the cone head, dog?
Oh, that's a
Foil hat.
conspiracy theory hat. So, do you know about conspiracy theories and wearing this hat right here?
We're going
I
politics.
know about conspiracy theories now.
I'm gonna have to
about
skip
that
this
hat.
Yeah.
episode.
What's
Call
the
me back.
latest conspiracy theory I heard was like
Oh, I got a
I
good
was
one.
scrolling and we like, what the
Do you believe in conspiracy theories?
I don't.
Smoke that shit.
So, the latest one that I would say,
I don't
'cause
believe in nothing.
do you understand?
Talking to the guy that don't smoke. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I don't
Go
smoke.
ahead. Go ahead. Share. Please share.
that they are trying to ruin America, right?
They.
Who's they?
That
Like
there is
Trump?
that there no
Oh, this
that there is
nigga right here. Yo, your man back here.
it was the white supremacy.
The white dude. Let's get him.
Do you think they're trying to ruin America?
But who's they?
People who have a lot of money
Okay.
are trying to ruin America.
You talking about Trump again? Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on Trump? What do you think about the next election? Do you think that there's?
I never
I think
voted.
he should come back.
I never voted.
You've never
And
voted?
Never. And
I think Trump
truth be
should
told, I
come
don't
back.
think I can vote. But if I had a choice to vote, I won't vote.
I think we know where Pito's going to vote.
He can't vote either.
I will vote
Yeah.
Trump. I will vote Trump. I'll tell you that fucking much.
Vote.
Tell us why.
Because he want drama, dude.
Because-
This is what he want. Fucking Super Bowl goes off. Now you got the elections, and he got something to fucking root for. Let's take it out, ladies.
The elections are next year. Next year? 2030? Yeah, next year. So you're saying you want Trump
I
back.
said next
I
year.
want Trump back.
I was guessing.
Have you ever voted though?
No.
Okay, so coming from a person who has never voted,
Yeah. I'll
Me either.
I'll tell everybody vote Trump
is that because of Biden or is it because of?
because of Biden and everything else.
What do you think?
We were in a better
what do
state
you
before.
think?
We were in a better state before Biden got in.
I agree.
Where did Biden
Um,
fuck up at?
Everything. Where's the everything button?
Where do I
Everything.
start? Where do you want me to start with?
He looked at you like that.
Yeah, you want to start or you want me to start? I would say that
He said, "I'll pass."
what I enjoyed about Trump was that he would be willing to call out other countries for the bullshit.
Right.
Like when he would go to Ukraine, he would tell them, you're still buying your oil from Russia, which means they have power over you. So no matter what, if you try to combat them, they're going to fight you. When he went to NATO or the UN, he said that the United States is paying more for this entity than any other country. So why don't
being the
y'all pay
president,
more?
dude, he just set up stage for him to make more billions.
Well, if you look at the tax returns,
Dude.
I don't think that's true.
Oh yeah, he might go to jail.
He ain't going to jail. No.
No.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Dude, that's that bullshit.
That's not that bullshit.
I sell an ounce of fucking crack and I get 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And this motherfucker, he don't fucking.
Not no more. Not no more. You're not getting 10 years.
Yo, he
Yeah,
fired.
you get an appearance ticket.
Yeah.
No, but he understands that there's depreciation
Back then, yeah.
in assets. So when you buy an asset, when you buy a property, you own a house now, but that's your house. If
But
you
technically, it's not.
okay, if you buy someone,
You will never own your house.
that's a problem.
because
me.
the property. I mean, the land. You own your house,
Yeah,
but the land is on.
you'll own the
My
physical
dude.
property of the thing that's
Structure.
above ground,
Yeah.
Okay.
but the land that it's on, you will never own.
Facts.
Yeah, that's a
So
problem.
you
to me.
never own your home.
Yeah.
I mean, what
You're
you
absolutely-
pick
that's
up your house and
taxes
take it somewhere
forever.
else.
That's a
You got to
You
pay
never
to
own it.
exist.
very smart thing.
Yeah, you pay till you die, and then
That's where the homeless people got everybody beat.
they do.
Come
Think
on.
about
Yeah,
it.
but
There's,
you can
but there's
live.
no
They kinda
way you're
fuck
ever
you.
going to
You can
be.
live off.
Are
the
you ever
land
going to
of
choose to be
land.
homeless over
No,
owning your
I'm
own
not.
home?
However,
Yeah, they ain't got us beat.
however,
They got us beat.
however,
I would never.
think about it.
Right, thank you.
Think about it. Think about it though.
Go
Go ahead.
You're homeless.
Not in-
You're homeless would be better off in jail.
If you have
3 square meals.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Now, here's the
roof
thing.
over their heads, and they're going to learn something
Right.
in jail where they can
Yeah,
bring
well,
back
the
out.
only,
Shower.
the only way,
Unlimited
shower.
water. Unlimited water.
hold on, the
Unlimited
only,
toilet paper.
And porn.
the only way you won't succeed in that
No
is if
porn.
There's no porn.
if you
Well-
pick a place where you can, I don't know, build whatever type of fortress that'll keep you warm, you can go out and get
My
your own
nigga,
food,
my
whatever.
nigga,
We can all hear that.
If you could get away with it without the government saying, yo, you cannot live in this public park or wherever, you gotta go, you going to jail. That's the only way you can
Okay,
succeed
so
in doing
you
it.
saying if you pull up in the corner and you got this motherfucker that's standing up taller than you, and more younger than you, and he's got a sign in front of him
Not
talking
happening.
about
No,
yo,
not happening.
yo,
I'm not
would you
talking
give him
about
that? You
that
give him
guy.
a dollar?
No.
You give him your,
I'm not
No,
talking about
never,
that guy.
never, never.
But he's not paying any taxes.
that's
Don't-
that same motherfucker that
He's living rent free for real, for real.
I ain't giving shit though.
You're giving
you
up.
gotta,
The
you
only
gotta
thing
be
you're
bent
giving
the
up-
fuck over, and I pass.
The only thing you're giving up is society's
I'm never-
And they say, you know, God, you know, he got angels they can,
expectations.
in all kinds of forms. That angel got to be smarter than that. Standing there with a fucking sign, back straight as a bitch. Yeah, you ain't got to shave, bitch, but your back's still straight, and you're younger than I. And
across the street is a help wanted sign. There's right there on Hudson, right
Yeah,
there.
get the
There's
fuck
a
outta
liquor
here.
store across the
Get
street
the
with a
fuck
help
outta
wanted
here.
sign.
Going down.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Free,
Hard
bro.
and fast.
Hold on, but you can live tax free owning your own business.
You can. But
Did
they're
you
living-
see what my
they're
uncle
doing
did?
it a different way.
Right. You guys don't even know I'm a part owner of a landscaping plowing business. So,
I did know.
oh, thank you.
Recently,
Yes, recently. So, the gas write off is very beneficial to me.
really.
Oh, they got
Oh.
that now.
Yeah, you can
Nah,
write
I
off
got
the
you.
Well, on your
gas.
taxes, on your
He
taxes.
didn't get it.
Yeah.
Right off all your expenses.
Because when you're driving around to the different, houses to try and get their
If you're
business
paying
and to-
attention to all,
Oh,
all
that
They
too.
say
that's why you got an accountant, right? The accountant will tell you, all right, we can use these many miles off your vehicle, which means they're going to pay you, or
So
I'm
you
sorry,
got an accountant.
allow you to write off a certain amount of miles, which pays you back for your gas.
So you got an accountant.
Really.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who's
He
that?
is an
Who's
accountant.
that, Edna?
No. No, I would never hire family for an accountant. Never hire family for an accountant.
Yeah.
Never hire family for a lawyer either. I got a business lawyer and I got an accountant. Two separate
Right.
entities, never family, never friends. Because you want to be able to yell at them and say, you fucked me up on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'll send my uncle on that one.
I like that.
But I encourage everyone to have an attorney and a accountant if you own a business. But that's how you get the write-offs. That's how
Yeah.
Donald Trump doesn't pay taxes, because he owns businesses and real estate. Real estate is the best thing you could ever own because depreciation. Depreciation. We've got 3 Latinos here and I'm gonna say black man.
whatever the mantra is.
I
it
hate-
changes from time to
I
time.
hate
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I hate
Black
bringing you back to a skin color. I fucking hate that.
Brown.
I hate that, but I hate that.
African American. I don't know what it is.
All
Day of
right.
the week, I'm black.
We now have 4 people here, and I'm trying to tell people own assets.
We're all black.
Own a
Right,
business. We're all
right,
black. That absolutely right.
Right.
Oh, did you see the conspiracy theory that I was going to talk about earlier?
Mhm.
Was the fact that there was already black people
There was
in
no
America.
slave trade.
That the
Yeah.
slave trade was very minuscule,
Yeah.
and that there were already black people in America because there were already black people in Haiti. There were always
Mhm.
black people in Dominican, even though Latino and stuff like that. I don't know enough history about that to say, but
It makes a lot of sense though, if you think about it. Why would you transport your investment,
your goods.
your goods, and lose half of your stock before they can even work? And then when they get there, they can't go to work because they just was on the boat for like
Yeah, beef them up a little bit more.
30 days. So
I,
you
I
got,
hate talking about slavery like
you
that. This is
know?
terrible.
like, I don't know. I don't know. It's a good theory. I've heard of it before.
The
Um,
latest thing I heard was that the Aztecs, the Aztecs, that they were aliens, came from outer space.
Well, put it like this: Christopher Columbus did not learn
love
how
aliens,
to sail the ocean blue. They got that from Africa. Most of the, I mean,
Because they were the food, because they went to Africa for food.
well, yeah, they were already going to South America. They were already going to Mexico. They were already traveling to those places. They got that, and they got that knowledge from the Africans. They bought that knowledge, and this has already been discussed and debated and talked about. There were already gold coins that are being traded with, you had African looking faces on this money. So that was already over in Mexico. How do you think those pyramids were built? How do you think they
Aliens.
there's no way. India has pyramids.
And they're all on the same line.
yeah, they're all connected. They were passing that knowledge amongst each other.
Do you believe in aliens?
Christopher Columbus was bullshit. This whole thing was bullshit.
I don't.
You don't believe in aliens?
Absolutely not.
I got a little something in me.
A little alien in you?
What? Ask her.
It's a her?
Ask her. No, her. She'll only know.
I'm not sure how far I can go into that one.
Mhm.
I also believe that there's a little bit alien in me. My wife says it.
See? See, it comes
Only
out.
Beto
It
Beto
comes
doesn't the
out.
only one.
I don't believe. Yeah. I
Yo,
don't believe in
peace
that.
in denial.
He's in denial. Yeah, he
if
don't
I-
know.
Yo,
Look at his eyes. He look like an alien right
I
now.
gotta see it. I gotta see it to believe it.
Mm.
If I ain't seen it, I don't believe it.
So does that mean you don't believe in God?
Wow.
I believe
That's
there
deep.
is a God.
Right, but you haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him.
Right.
So
I,
you sound like a
I haven't
hypocrite,
died to see him.
Is that hypocrisy? Are you a hypocrite for saying that I gotta see aliens to believe him, but you also gotta not see Christ to believe him?
No, because I believe in the majority rules. I've never heard of a lot of people say they believe in aliens or they seen an alien. Have you ever seen an alien? to
I've seen
believe
it.
in
I've seen a UFO.
Where? When?
It was on my road trip with John Smith. You know John Smith. Actually, you both know John Smith. We had drinks on Conky. I had him drinking Hennessy on Conky.
See now,
Oh,
you got a
biggest
reason,
white boy
you got
with
a
red hair.
reason to believe it. You got a reason to believe it.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So we were
I gotta
driving.
see it to believe it.
We were driving, and there was this. I thought it was a helicopter because we were driving, and you can only look up so many times. You know, your eyes on the road. But it was a beam hiding out. I'm like, oh man, they got somebody there. I thought they were like, doing a trying to find somebody that was trying to run away.
Were you
But
high? Were you high at
No,
the
no,
time?
no. I was not high. I don't get high.
It needs to be.
And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "That freaking! Do you not see that beam that was coming down? It was like a helicopter that was beaming down." He's like, "No." And I looked back and it was gone. But that second time was me living on
Mushrooms.
That's
and-
No,
tequila,
mushrooms either.
tequila.
no tequila either. I was driving.
Yeah, he drunk the worm.
The other time was I was sitting outside. I love sitting outside looking up at the stars. I love it. That's like
when was this? How far ago this was?
this second story would be 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 2012, roundabout.
Were you getting high at the time? No,
I-
you weren't.
I don't get high.
Brody.
Not at the time.
So this falling star was falling, and then it like went like this. So it like was falling, and then it took a quick turn like
So
that.
it definitely wasn't a
It was not a falling star.
Mm.
Absolutely not. It
See.
could not be. So I didn't see it up close. It wasn't like a light beam came down to me, but I have seen something that did not look
so
like
you're
a
calling it a what?
UFO. It's unidentified flying object.
Y'all never had any stories in the military? Like nobody ever seen?
No,
anything?
because I didn't fly. I was ground.
What I'm saying, there was no stories that passed. Were like, yo, so and so bears, whatever they saw.
There are documents that are labeled that are now actually no longer secret.
Mm,
They are out there in for you guys to read.
the CIA,
that they have-
I've seen a lot of stuff about it.
Oh.
Always, for even back in the days, you always see about it, but
It's
You
when there,
don't-
there's 100% aliens. I didn't want to say that earlier, but there's 100% aliens.
100%. Oh.
100%. 100%. It's not a question. It's not a question in my life at all.
Yeah, I
Somebody
can't.
said, wait, someone put
So
something
why? So why?
in your
does it-
Hennessy?
My mom, that's my mom.
I didn't see that, but I just saw the bottom part.
Yo,
Then it said, sounds like,
she beat me to the punchline.
Right.
She beat me to the punchline. Yo, why you bullshit? She beat me to the
I
punchline.
cannot
your
believe-
Hennessy.
I
I'm
cannot
about to ask you, like,
She
dude,
I
said
cannot
your
believe that.
what are you drinking? What are you
Hennessy.
drinking? I take a shot.
There's no way I can
What do you
believe
got?
This right here?
fucking-
You got some more?
This is bourbon. I can get you some if you want. some.
Yes, please.
Especially after the
I wanna see
movies you
aliens.
see.
Hold on.
I
You
wanna
guys
see
got to
aliens.
bring up a different
I'm
topic.
high as a bitch. I am.
Right. So bring something up when I leave the room because I'm gonna grab you something. Bring a topic up and then have my.
Yo, you should run for president, dog. Yo, we can pick the topic right now, dog.
yeah, what would
What do you
y'all
think?
do?
What do you think? You're his co-worker. What do you think?
I mean, if anybody
Technically, you
would want
should have
to
been
be
like, yo,
president-
president of what first? Because he could be president of this, he could be president of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't jump
But
up
yeah,
there.
but for whatever level of presidency, there is responsibility that's going to come with it.
I
Right?
think he got that.
It don't
I
matter.
know he got that.
Right. And I think, when you look at these different levels in politics, right, here in Rochester, highest levels is Monroe County executive or the mayor.
What are they doing?
Right.
What are they?
Well, that's where I'm getting to. I think there is a distinct difference between Jose and like Malik and even lovely, and just different ways that they interject in these local political conversations and lead in their own way. Now, I do think as far as Jose and his ability to kind of he's not afraid to put himself out there and put in the work, and
Because he's for the people.
right. But at the same time,
He's definitely took mushrooms or something before.
that could be what separates him from anybody else,
Yeah.
because he took that chance.
He jumped out. He jumped out of the plane.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Did he jump out of the plane
Definitely.
before?
You're afraid, not afraid.
You gotta have
Yeah.
shoes.
That was-
Not
yeah.
afraid.
Who the fuck jumps out of a plane
Not
without
afraid.
shoes in them?
But to
Yo,
be
you ever
but to
jumped
be
out of a plane?
No, never.
I'm
good, and I won't be.
Yo,
no
even
time soon.
even with shrooms.
Good. Maybe.
Yeah, this motherfucker-
Maybe with shrooms.
Yeah.
Maybe with shrooms.
Well, he did it, so he had to be shroomed up.
He had to be shroomed up. In the
Yeah.
military, they had everything. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Nah, but he was a medic. He was like medic.
medic. He was running and grabbing the meds,
That was
the
not
opium. He hitting everybody up with the opium.
Get you a little
Medic.
one. Because we're gonna have to end this soon.
Yeah, he wasn't He wasn't running around with a gun in his hand.
Right.
Yo, Jose.
So what was the topic? So I can jump in real quick.
Well, we was talking about
what's
presidency and what. and-
how accurate are you with the gun?
Ah,
Huh? That was the subject.
I can hit you between your eyes 300 yards.
Bam.
Oh, that's gangster.
With what?
Rifle.
What kind of rifle?
AR-15, M14, M16, M249.
Without the infrared.
No, I don't need that.
Good shit.
Infrared, the
That's
laser.
the only
The
thing.
laser's only good for like 50 yards at most, pretty much.
Facts.
Give yourself away. Anyway.
No, he's a beast.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be quick.
He's
Yeah,
on
I'm not
beast
giving myself
mode.
away. I'm.
He's on beast
Give
mode.
yourself away.
Before you
Like,
see
no,
me,
300
He's
feet.
like, fuck with me. I hit you from
You
a
can see
distance.
that far.
Right.
You see that far?
I can see that far.
I can see further, so I just can't read from close.
Shit, I'm gonna.
So,
Give me.
I can see that, but I just can't see what the fuck that shit.
Give me a scope, and you're not coming close to me. It's just not happening.
Shit.
Oh, skydiving experience, Adam said.
Was that training?
Uh-huh.
Was that
What
training?
that's his
skydiving
brother.
experience?
His brother
Yeah.
tagged in there.
It was
So-
a family affair today.
We went skydiving on Mother's Day. Me and my brother, because it was his
on Mother's Day. Who does that?
right.
Who puts their?
I didn't
This
even-
is
Damn.
my- Yo, mind you,
I didn't
this
even
is
think
my
about it.
You would
sister.
never do it
Yeah,
again,
this is
though.
my
Oh hell no! I would
dog.
never do it again. It's the worst
And they
experience
hit
in
her.
the world.
They hit her
Yeah.
before they jumped out the plane too. They didn't hit her after.
Oh,
They hit her.
shoot.
Yo, mom.
No,
check
no.
it.
She called us on the way there, and she said, "Are you fucking driving out? Are you jumping out of a plane on Mother's Day? What the hell's wrong with you?" Blah, blah, blah. She's like, "Do you not know what this means?" I'm like, "Mom, we'll be fine."
Oh,
It was Adam's choice. I'm blaming Adam for that one.
He regrets it. He said he'll never do it again.
I would never do that again.
That's when you definitely
Come
believe
on,
in
yo,
God.
that's-
boy.
That's the
that shit-
scariest thing ever.
You believe in
That is the
God.
absolute scariest thing ever.
You
I
said,
truly want to do
"Dear
it. I truly
God,
want to do it.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Dear God.
Hell, fuck.
If you do it with me,
It
I'll do
depends.
it.
I'm not doing it. Ask
Am I
Adam.
getting paid? If they pay me, all right.
Nah, they ain't,
I have my two sons to jump.
Am I coming out in the movie
I gotta
and getting paid for it? Yeah, absolutely.
Mission Impossible 14.
This nigga stupid.
Or what's
That
that?
nigga
What's
said-
that? What's the other one?
Fuck it.
Where you?
He talking about.
Y'all remember
Yeah,
Redman,
Fast
the
and
rapper?
Furious.
Redman.
He said faster.
He got a license. Rapper, Redman,
Has a license for what?
skydiving.
You know, my
He's a
uncle's favorite
legit-
rapper was DMX.
Oh, word? That well, DMX.
He created.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
DMX. How could you
Created
not
me.
like DMX back then?
Yo.
How could you not?
What I loved was that DMX always had a song which was his prayer to God on every album.
Facts.
Yeah, he was definitely.
Facts.
He always had a
Christian.
song for
He
God.
led my way.
Lord, give me a sign.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite songs.
Good shit. Do that shit again, dog.
I don't have the deep enough voice for
do
it.
That. Nah, it's,
What?
You sounded.
The
But
best. The best
if you
song
haven't heard
was-
DMX's song, Lord, give me a sign, I gotta
What
tell
was
you.
your favorite X song though?
Every one of them.
I liked Stop Being Greedy. That was the one right there.
Keep it real.
Uh-huh.
Every one of them. Every one of them.
But that's
Every
what
time, yo.
that's
All right,
what
so hold
everybody
on.
up.
So we know
I gotta have it. I gotta have it a growling, dog.
right. So we know the
They're like,
favorite
what's wrong with you?
favorite rapper of Joe. Vito's favorite rapper is
Growing up,
in life forever. Who's your favorite?
Ooh.
All time favorite.
damn.
You got to pick one. And if it's a
That's
West
gonna be
Coast
hard.
rapper,
Mine's changed.
it better be Mace.
You could be the same.
My
one,
favorite
dog.
rapper.
It
My favorite
changes.
rapper is not like the average favorite rapper. For me, I'm gonna say Fabulous.
Fabo?
Fab. Wow.
Fabo.
LOUS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always been.
You know, a lot of
I
New
always been a
Yorkers love him?
I always been a Fabulous fan.
Yeah, a lot of like Brooklyn and like New York City people on that side are big Fabulous fans. I don't understand
You
it at
know
all.
this, and you know this because
Because I was in Texas when all his songs were coming out, and I'm like, his songs are good, whatever. But then I would have to research. I always had to research because I had no idea what was going on. Because in Texas, it was Paul Wall.
okay.
I fucks with Fab.
It was at
Yeah,
that chopped and screwed
Yeah,
music. I didn't like it. I didn't like going bit. No, my favorite rapper.
Lil Wayne too. Lil Wayne. I grew up in the Lil Wayne area.
My wife just asked me today if I wanted to go see a Lil Wayne in concert. I said no, hell no.
Why?
He's coming. He's got a tour right now.
Yeah, I don't want to see
Yeah,
him.
he's torn.
There's nothing about him I want to see.
Yo, he dissed Rochester one too many times, man. He's supposed
He
to.
did.
He never came. He never wanted to
Right,
come.
right,
He
right.
would never come over.
Yeah,
Like,
You should-
I
you
ain't
should,
pumping
yeah.
about. I like that. I ain't like that. So,
My
You
favorite,
went- you
my
went
favorite
to the
rapper is
concert.
Kanye.
You sound like you went to the concert.
no. I'm not even.
You bought the ticket,
By
dog.
far.
I
No,
ain't
come
mad
on.
at that.
How many times he came down the
No, I
road?
never.
I like
no,
How many
Kanye.
times he came?
I
Casey
think
says
twice.
Ludacris.
I think twice.
He never
He
came.
Never
through?
came. Never came.
I gotta weigh in.
Yeah.
Oh.
He paid.
I gotta say there are only 5 good rappers: Eminem, Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady, B-Rabbit, and the white guy from D12.
Yo. Good shit. Good shit. I like
Wait,
that.
wait, wait.
I like that.
So what about Cheddar Bob's? What about Cheddar
that's
Bob's?
good
Drop
shit.
the mic.
Cheddar Bob.
Drop the
Yo,
mic.
I'm trying to be like, yo, I don't know.
About Willie Willie.
I don't
even know what. I don't even know what.
See, I think that's a hard one to pick like
That
an
was a good
overall
one.
favorite because you can go into so many different zones and genres. Like you can go into Tribe Called Quest. You can pick any one. You can pick, Phife Dawg, or you can go with Q-Tip, but then you can go into Wu-Tang. I mean, where you want to start, right? You can pick any one of them. And you can even go to ODB, a whole different style at a certain
See,
point
that's
in
what it
time. You
fucks
like,
me all up, dude.
you know?
You know how you get a text and you get all these OBB and TTT? Yo, I don't know what the fuck this nigga talking about, dog.
Oh, that they
Yo,
the
it's like a text.
acronyms.
I'll be throwing question marks. Like, yo, what the fuck you talking about? What the fuck is nigga talking about?
Yeah, that's that new age stuff. I don't understand. They say that language always changes, right? So you always have a different language as you.
Yeah, and they
go through
start
life.
breathing.
you
and
have
shit.
to know who ODB is, Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah.
Like, I was just going through the Wu-Tang.
See, but the average motherfucker don't know this.
And they don't know that he was on. He went for
They-
freaking. He
Yo,
went on. What was it?
just as
Welfare?
much child
No.
support.
Oh yeah,
child
yeah,
support.
yeah.
He was on child support, and then he rolled up to the Social Security
This
office
nigga
in a
had 21
limousine.
He had 21 kids. And
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
ODB
He
was
claimed,
bugging.
and he claimed
He
it.
said, I
like,
got burned 2 times by gonorrhea.
They both were pregnant.
Old Dirty was bugging back then. But, it was just, there's so many. Biggie, Pac, you know what I mean?
Did you pick yours? Did you pick your favorite?
I don't really, I think it just depends, right? I can throw Nas.
No. You gotta say you have to pick one. None of this. It
I
depends.
don't.
Because if we're talking 90s, I'm talking Mace. I don't care what anyone says. Mace was one of my favorite rappers, because it was party music back then. It was
Nah,
party.
You like the way that nigga
Well,
go like
so
this.
if you do it that way,
Yeah,
then if you do it that way,
likes
right?
like
And in
that.
eras,
It was too much of this.
I was like, put it like this. I would say it went from Pac to Biggie, back to Pac, and stayed Pac
Yeah,
until
I'm stuck
you know
on
what I
it. I'm
mean?
still stuck on it.
I went.
I'm
Then I
still
went
stuck on that
Jay-Z.
shit, too.
You know what I mean? Jay-Z for a little bit, then Nas.
Luckily now they
First
got that, you got that
Nas. First it
Spanish-
was
You
Nas.
got that Spanish shit. So it's,
matter
you
of
can
fact,
switch off.
I even think Nas was before Biggie.
Double A.
It was Nas, then Biggie.
Look at this one over here watching videos, and you
I
can
was
hear it
try- I
all.
was trying to.
He's trying to what?
Well, what do you think about the Puerto Rican music now? The Puerto Rican rappers now with
Double
Bad
A,
Bunny.
nigga, Double A.
I'm not talking about Double A. I'm talking about Bad Bunny. What do you think about Bad Bunny?
He's gay.
See?
He's very
Happy? He's very happy.
back to Double A, nigga.
very
Yo,
gay
dude.
happy.
So all right, so do you rock with him? Because all the women are gonna listen. They want to listen to Bad Bunny. All the women want to listen to Bad Bunny.
I'll take him to a Bad Bunny concert.
Yeah.
You would spend the money?
I'll go there. That's where the bitches
Yeah,
at, dog.
I mean, it's for
Yo,
entertainment,
dude, the
for
shorties up
entertainment
in there,
purposes.
it'd be money
They
well
changed
spent.
Bad Bunny.
Do you think
Bad
he's-
Bunny
do you think
wasn't
he's
always
worth-
like this.
Do you think he's worth what they're
wasn't
paying him?
always
He's
like
gay as a bitch.
No, he wasn't like this.
Yeah,
when he
no,
first-
it's the
when
money.
he dropped that
Yo, my
song
nigga,
with,
it's the money,
when he
dog.
dropped that shit with
All
Drake,
these motherfuckers get
he
money.
was normal.
They turn, you be like,
Yeah.
dude, I can have this, I can have that.
Yeah, it was
Well, let me try that.
it was
Nigga,
right,
you stupid on fool. Give that money away when it gets come
Right.
to that.
right.
Yeah, they gay.
But they coming for every they did to him kind of like what they did with what's his name, Old Town Road Kid. Like they had this
Lil
big
Nas
old,
X.
they sent them one
That's
way, they
Bito's
sent
favorite
everybody
rapper of
one way, and then
2020.
bam, all of a sudden
Say that
they
again.
like kissing dudes and
Bito's
stuff.
favorite
man.
rapper of 2020 is Lil Nas
it's
X.
crazy.
Lil Uzi Vert.
He
Oh,
said,
yeah.
Lil
no.
Uzi Vert, he next. He about to do it all out
he said
like
Lil Bow Wow.
super his
I don't
videos
understand
about
any
to
of
be
that.
crazy, man. That's Philly's version.
How that shit gonna be?
I don't think I know a single Lil Uzi Vert song. I don't know a single one.
That makes two of us. How about you,
I'm about to do
Bob?
the dance move.
You know Lil Susie?
Lil Uzi, Lil Susie.
Lil Uzi Vert.
He goes, I gotta Google that one.
I have no clue. Zero clue about who this
Oh, man,
person is.
yo, you gotta stay
Yeah.
connected.
Is he
bro.
the white guy with all the tattoos on his
What's
face?
going
I
on?
gotta bring Fatty over here.
Yeah.
She'll have-
She'll give you the steak and legs. She'll give you the
Yeah.
steak and legs real quick.
She'll
She'll-
dance
she'll-
or something. Yo,
She,
she'll-
I'll randomly see his freaking page with like posts from her of like her
Fatty,
doing the
yeah.
dances to it. I'm like,
That's
what the
her,
hell is
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
What's going
on?
Anything that's gonna get a motherfucker to TikTok, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's
or
all that
dance,
matters.
or dance,
you know
or
what I mean?
dance move.
Do a
It's gonna go
challenge.
viral.
But you can lose your kids on these shit. So
Yeah,
you
that's why it's so
gotta grab
catchy.
that shit. Like, yo,
So you got two young kids, very young kids. How old are they?
his youngest kids is my
8 and
youngest
9.
grandkid.
Right.
8 and 9.
8 and 9 years old. How do you feel about parenting an 8 and 9-year-old in 2023?
It's,
feel sorry for
It's
this
rough.
kid.
It's rough because of the internet and all that, and TikTok and all that crazy stuff. So you
Nah, it's
gotta
lazy,
watch
though,
it to
this
an
shit.
extent. Like they could be on it because Fatty loves TikTok, but there's a certain time. To go.
Yo,
There's a certain
Fatty will tell
time
you-
to
Fatty
go
will
to
tell you,
bed.
sit
There's a
your
certain
ass
time to go to
down.
bed. There's a certain
And
time.
like that, yeah, you
with
know
school
it was bad.
tomorrow.
Sit your ass down. Dad.
I play beer pong against Fatty.
I mean, I'm more
No,
of
flip
a
cup. I
lenient,
play flip
I'm
cup
more of
against
a
Fatty. It was
lenient
wild.
parent.
Beer
I'm more of a
pong.
lenient parent than my wife is.
so she's a disciplinarian.
She's more of a disciplinary. Yep, I would say that.
So can you imagine?
I let him
if
get
it
away
was
with
only
more
a
stuff. I let him
mother
get away
and
with
father?
more stuff.
Well, she's a daughter,
I
so I
don't
can
get
see
what
how.
it is.
She's more tolerant.
There's a lot of more stuff I don't. I mean, yeah,
No,
because I'm more of a.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of
Yo,
stuff.
baby,
So
you shit.
there's not a lot of stuff you can get away with me living in the house with you. With
I got
her,
my
yeah,
two-
you can
you
get
know, my
away
two
with it.
oldest is
They can
female.
get away with her. That's why she's more strict because they can get away with it more with her because
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I said my two oldest is females.
Mhm.
So I treat those little motherfuckers. I mean, I treat them like dudes. They look at me like
They will treat you like a dude.
I mean, no.
Meaning anyone
give
out
them the
there when you
knowledge
meet them.
as a dude. You don't. I mean, you can't hide this. You can't hide this. You got.
Do you feel the same way that you can't hide it from Fatty and the youngest?
hide what?
This world.
Is
Hell no.
So what do you
It's
do?
everywhere. It's
So how do you do?
everywhere.
What do you do to
You
protect?
can- it's everywhere.
What do you do to protect besides keeping them from?
How can you?
I don't know. That's the question now.
You can't. I mean, you can coach
hope
them.
for the
You
best,
can coach them
man.
as much. You can coach them as much as you want, but man, there's nothing you can do.
Just
They're
gotta pray.
gonna do what they want to do. I mean, you can put a stop to it as much as you can, but you can't stop everything.
But the fact that you're at least knowledgeable of the fact that there's some crazy people out there and there's some crazy things out there, and you being involved with it is a lot different from you just saying go do what you got to go do you and because there's, like you said, when you were being raised, that it was a lot of leeway because there was really no parental guidance when it came to you living your life. And then the fact that he is saying you have to have parental guidance in these days because
Yes,
they'll get
to
sucked up
an
into this
extent,
world real
yeah,
quick.
to at least to a certain extent. I mean, you can't
block
Yeah,
everything.
you can't block everything, but
Because I felt the same. Because I felt as if my
that's what I'm
parents.
saying. You could do what you can. The rest is up to them.
Problem was, when I look back at my childhood, my parents raised me by excluding me from things that they didn't want me to see. So that was
definitely you ain't have Wi-Fi.
there was no Wi-Fi back then.
You actually had a house phone when they stopped making house phones.
Yeah. I had everything 3 years after everyone else had
And
it.
you had that TV. That
So
had
you
that
guys,
big
so I go to
back it.
Pito's. I go to Pito's room when Grandma would babysit us. I go to Pito's room when he was probably out with you, and I play his Nintendo. And then when he got done with it, because he wasn't playing it anyways, he would just give it to me, and he'd go buy himself a freaking Sega Genesis or whatever the hell the new version was. It was always a hand-me-down from Pito, always a hand-me-down. So I want to say I'm grateful.
Genesis would
So I'm
be
grateful for the fact
That's
that
a
you
good
are only a few
hand-me-down.
years older than me.
That's
You
me being
know?
a big brother. And
You hand me down that Genesis,
That's me being
yo.
a big
I
brother.
got you.
Yeah,
I didn't
that
have
was-
a hand-me-down Genesis.
Oh no, you had to.
No,
you had
just
to
the Nintendo. Oh, I'm
That
sorry,
was
just the
coming
Atari
from,
and the
Joe.
Nintendo.
Nintendo. I would took that hand me down Nintendo too,
Oh yeah,
and the games that came with it.
and I was
Listen,
man, I was in his room playing Nintendo all the
This is
time.
me being a big brother and a father.
that's what's up.
Yeah, anything to keep them off the street. You know, these charges got to go.
So let's talk about Davey
Put
since
this
he's
shit
not
away.
here. Davey's got like
He tried to call me a couple times.
he tried video calling me too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about him now. So Jessica, I know you're still watching. Tell your dad to start watching now. He messaged me already.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he's watching too.
He
All right,
told
so
us
we're gonna talk about
stop-
Davey real quick.
How
He
you
didn't
woke
want to
up to
smoke
this?
it. He didn't want to smoke it on air.
He didn't want
He
to
said
smoke it
stop
on
the
air?
smoking on air.
Oh
No,
man,
he didn't think it was possible.
He don't know.
is he
Yeah.
the oldest
Absolutely,
by far?
by far.
How was he being a big brother?
Oh shit. We keeping it raw, right?
That's what you're here for,
You talking
right?
about
Yeah, he's
Davey?
a dick.
You talking about Dave?
Yeah.
What was the question?
How was he as a
Nah,
big
he's
brother
dude.
Oh, he's awesome.
back in the day?
I don't remember. I
Yo,
got bad memory, so
only the
I can
strong
only remember
survive.
back so
Only the
far.
strong survive. Back
As far
in
as
the
I
day.
can remember, he's always been.
No, he's
a
been
good
young.
fucking
He's
brother.
always
Yeah,
been young, so
yeah.
he won't know. But back in the days, only the strong survive. And if I was to judge him back in the days, I think he's an asshole. But if I judge him as today, I love my big brother.
Isn't that crazy?
You heard?
When you look at it
don't
from a different
know.
perspective,
He's
Uh-huh.
the best.
things change
Yeah,
from a
he's the
different
best.
perspective. When you look at it from now,
He's
You look
one of
back
the
at it.
best. He's one of the
I
best.
won't train him. I won't train him
brothers.
for shit.
One of the best
Nah,
brothers.
real talk.
he's very nice.
Absolutely.
Like he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's where I get my niceness from.
Yeah.
It wasn't this one.
I get my bad side from him.
Nah, yeah, he gets the good shit. Which is the bad shit. That's the good shit.
So he's got young.
It's good, but it's not bad to
No, good shit.
some
No,
people.
It's bad good.
It's bad to
It's
some
bad
people.
good.
But
So Uncle David has some young kids as well. That man is not stopping from having babies. He probably has another 10 coming. I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Yo, I wouldn't mind having another one.
Yes, you would.
How many
Oh,
you
yeah.
got? How many you got, G?
I got 4.
You live on them?
Nope, not now.
Of course you want another
That's
one.
the only reason I
You
would.
probably
have
want
another
5 more, yeah.
one. Nah, hell no. No, I don't want no other one.
Nah, I
That's
got
it.
5 of them.
They
I got
cost
5
too
of
much,
them,
man. They
dude.
cost too much.
It's responsibility.
And-
It's not the cost. It's not. It's
Oh,
a blessing.
No,
a kid,
it
a
is.
kid is a
It costs
blessing.
it costs a
It's-
lot to protect them
Yo,
from this
exactly.
bullshit.
It'll
that's
cost a
out here.
lot more if you don't fucking back
I'd
the kid
rather
up.
keep. I'd
And you
rather
put
keep
this
it in
kid
my
in this
pocket.
world, you back it up, it costs less. If you fucking put this kid in this world and you forget it and give 2 fucks about it, it's gonna cost your arm and a fucking leg.
More
because-
than that, it's gonna cost you your future because your child is
Right.
an example of
right,
who you are.
right? And
Yeah,
then-
yeah.
and you deem not to put your demons on another kid.
Right.
I wouldn't.
But see, here's the thing: it's the time that you don't have to spend with them while it's growing. You need a really, really, really
No,
good
but give
woman.
them the
Hold on, let me
skill-
finish.
give
You need a
them-
really good woman to do that with, so that she will allow you to have the mental capacity to go out there without having to come home to a fucking headache every time whatever. As long as she's not toxic, you can do anything you want. You can
Right.
just, you know what I
But
mean?
we the
That's
one
and
we
that's
the one that make a
big-
woman
'cause it's
toxic.
hard as hell.
We make women toxic.
Yeah, but still,
No,
I don't
hold
think
on,
women-
hold on,
women-
hold on,
women
hold on,
don't
hold
turn
on.
is that.
Women
I
don't
even
turn
think it's that.
toxic.
Hold
I
on,
don't think
hold
it's
on.
that.
Yo, we
I don't
gotta
think
take
it's that.
blame to that.
Wait, hold on,
Hold on.
wait.
Yo.
You can't say that we have to take responsibility for our own decisions and then also say that men make women toxic.
We do.
There, at some point,
How can you?
What you mean?
Is it not
Man.
Is it not hypocrisy?
It can be what it is, but I'm telling you, we do this to them. We don't. These women,
Explain.
when we meet them,
Explain.
they're not that person. They're the sweetest fucking person.
Okay.
And then we do some dumb shit,
Okay.
and then they flip out.
Okay.
So we create this shit. It's not that we do this.
All right. So that's different from what I was thinking.
So
I was thinking of the point where women will say that they don't need a man
Mhm.
and they don't need you. They don't need you because they're gonna do. They can be good just by themselves. To
Right.
me, that's toxic femininity because no, you can't.
That's a woman being burned one too many times.
Or was raised by a woman who was burnt one too many times.
No, you gotta experience it.
You think so?
Yeah, hell, you
Do
gotta
you not see
experience-
the? Do you not?
gotta experience
Do you not
some
see the
shit.
women these days?
For a woman to tell you some shit like that, they gotta
Women these
experience
days,
it.
they will tell you straight up. From what I hear,
Dude, I
from
got 3
living
daughters. I have
vicariously through
3
this man here.
daughters. I have 3 daughters.
This man's he is a young man, single man in the dating pool right now.
Man, fuck that.
Hold
I
on,
got
no, no,
3
no.
daughters.
How many women would you say, if you were to date, let's say, if you were going on one single date with 10 women, how many of them today would say, I'm good without a man. I don't need no man. I'm an individual woman. I can do everything by myself.
All
How
of
many out of
them.
10?
I
All
mean,
of them.
it's a really, really good majority of them.
No,
Yeah.
Right.
So you're
nowadays.
saying that it's the product of a man burning them.
I got Jazz calling me right now. She like, tell him that.
I got Jessica saying that her father is watching us on TV.
Unbelievable.
Davey.
Who does that?
So from my perspective, it seems as if women these days are raised to believe that they don't need a man because it's very simple to live in a world that has been created, built by a man. The vehicles that are on the roads, that are in the freaking government, everything has been built by a man. The roads have been built by a man. The vehicles been built by a man. The house that they live in was built by a man. Hold on. I'm not even done. The businesses, for the mass majority, before the last 10 years, were all for the most part men. Everything, all the clothes that they wear, businesses that were brought forth, for the most part, were men. Even freaking Victoria's Secret was brought forth by a man. Everything in a woman's life that they're dealing with today was built by a man. It's very easy for a woman to say they don't need a man now. But that's because everything has been already built by a man. But if they were to walk down the street
Man, you sound
and
like a
someone looks at them
hypocrite.
wrong,
A man
if there's
can't
a
build
war,
shit.
if there's a
man-
war that gets broken out in another country, who do they send? When they call 911, what do they want to see? Do they want to see some little 4'9" woman that weighs 100 pounds with all their weight? Or do they want to see a Joe Vega come out there and defend their life? Very easy for a woman now to say they don't need a man. I'm sorry, but I'm always going to defend masculinity. That might have came out of nowhere. I feel like that might have came out of nowhere on that one. I'm always going to defend
no, but
masculinity.
it's proven fact. I mean, base is over beauty. That's what it sounds like. I mean, technically, yeah, I agree with what you say.
Not technically, yeah.
I totally agree.
Right.
I do. But I'm sure one of the Vegas that I done created, they're gonna tell me otherwise. Cause they just hit me like that.
But can they
Like, yo,
provide
dude,
one
I got bigger
example?
balls. I got bigger balls than you, Dad. Yo, serious, you want me to show you that? Oh shit! Now
Oh, they're getting about. Are they outside? Is that the honking that they decided? Hey, come outside because we're picking you up.
Their sister's talking about nigga. She got one of your balls. I got the other.
I don't even know what time it is. It's 9:17. We're gonna have to end this podcast because we've kept Austin with his hat here the whole time. And Austin, like a strapping young man he is, has to wake up early for work.
Oh yeah, me too.
Thanks for having us.
I I appreciate the conversation because I think we touched on the surface of what else there could be in the conversation based upon where you grew up, who you grew up with, how you became the person that you are, who you are today, how that drives you to be the parent that you are. Like there's so many levels to that I feel like you might have been afraid to talk about that, to say that you were raised a certain way that created the person that you are today. The person you are today creates the next generation because of what you went through before.
Facts.
So that's where I was going to go with the podcast today was
Good shit.
you are the person you are today because of what you went through before. And on top of that, because of the responsibilities that were put in front of you at a very young age, or else you wouldn't be the person you are today. You wouldn't be the father that you are today. You wouldn't be the young man that you are today. Because
Well, technically, it should be.
You're right.
Cut.
It's a little bit of both though. It's what
You're
you,
right. I just got a heartbreak.
it's what you grew up knowing, and it's what you grew up surrounding yourself with, and what do you want for yourself? Like some people are content with just wanting to rob motherfuckers.
I remember being in a bar with him over on, I forget what street it was. And he was like, we got to go. I was like,
bar.
why? And he was like, these are stick up boys. We got to go. He knew immediately. I was like, all right, shit, I'm out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
Taught him good.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you both coming on. The next conversation is going to be about, and I'm going to bring it up now because I hinted on it today. It's a path that I'm going on, which is how your soul, your internal soul, directs your life and how you're able to listen to it to kind of get on the path that you're on already, but how to make that path that much better. And to your credit, when you come across a negative, how to look at it in a positive way, how to turn it into a positive thing, because that's a mindset that a lot of people don't have. Right. That's a mindset today that people, they fall victim to and they never get out of because they don't have the mindset saying, how do I make this into a positive? So the general overall thing of this podcast was about that. We didn't jump too deep into it because you kind of blocked me a couple of times.
That's what I was trying to get into too, but
I blocked him too.
You blocked him a couple times.
Yeah.
But
so who you was trying to get into? Did I block you too?
I got blocked.
You don't block me so much. I ain't say shit.
This is why we needed the much older Uncle David on.
That was an important part of this.
Because you wouldn't be who you are today without how you were raised. If you weren't raised that way.
You do know he gave me a lot of black eyes, right? Uncle Dave.
I don't know that.
So he probably would have got physical up in this motherfucker.
He's a fighter.
No. You always say it's gonna be one day you will pay. Nigga, he paid.
We'll have him on next time.
Oh man.
Yeah, I try to get him on today. I try to get him to come, but
I did too.
He looked at me like
there's too many Vega Echevarria boys in one.
He coming now.
One spot. Well, I appreciate you both coming on because we had the podcast last week, and I wanted to get your input on it, on the jail system, on the legal system, but also the basic of it all is it starts at home.
We didn't even talk about the jail system.
But we did a little bit. But but the basic of it all,
we got into that,
which was way better.
No, but the point
we didn't get deep.
We didn't get into the CEOs and everybody behind the scenes.
Screw all that.
The system.
It does get deeper.
There is a system. There is a system. There is a system.
Way to go! You started a whole nother podcast.
System, you're in a different world. You put yourself in that. You know what I mean? You can't argue the fucking point. You can't say it's his fault. And you can't even say sorry. I won't do it again. Because I tried that.
It didn't work?
It depends where you at too. because some places you can get away with certain things. Some places.
What?
you-
Sorry.
Yeah, some places.
Depends on who you talking
That
to.
nigga high.
Whoever's along that path,
What?
you know.
Yeah, no, it's a difference. Where you at?
And it's difference where you are at mentally.
And that, yeah, and that. Oh yeah.
Because if you weren't raised the way you were raised, you wouldn't have raised him the way that he was raised, which means you wouldn't be here right now.
Or how?
Gone past. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You raised him the way that you had to learn life. You had to pass that along to him.
You gotta make a purpose life.
Do,
You gotta
do,
be your brother's keeper. And from your brother's keeper, you be your son's keeper, and you be your kid's keeper. And moves. I got a godson that's like my son too. I'm surprised, if he ain't out here, he'll be out here. Tony, yeah.
Five just asked who. Well, he said who's favorite uncle. I'm not quite sure what that means. Jessica wanted to know who's the favorite niece or nephew.
She is.
See, Joe knows.
Right next to Francis, because they go head on, because there's if Francis and her.
They're gonna be arguing in the text message because I told them
that's
that
why
you're
I
coming
put,
on.
yo, it's Francis and they're her. Why you bullshit? We're keeping it raw.
Well, yeah,
Raw and uncut. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
All right.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Throughout your travels in this world, if you ever come across Kanye West or John Leguizamo, let them know I want them on the podcast because I got questions for them. My
Or-
favorite rapper and my favorite actor.
Kanye West.
They're both gay.
Happy, very, very happy in life.
What about your
Bam.
favorite uncle?
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
That'll be for the next podcast. Ozzy, hit that funky music.